We live, eh? So that, yeah. Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, you like to give out pictures to
Yahweh, Basham, Yehoshai, Basham, Kakodash.
Upon us, our apostles and elders, our great ministers and salutations to the elect brethren. It is with this section, and to the first four plans, and back, week in and week out. Right, so we the Hebrew Israelites, we are the Trinidad branch of the son out here, to beside the downfall of America, aka Babylon, aka the whore, that sit up on the beast. Right? We post elections. This Monday, this last Monday here, right? And guess what? The entire time, right? Prophecies are getting fulfilled. Our Prime Minister elect back then, he's our Prime Minister again, right? His manifesto was that once he comes back into power, he's going to make what this country what? Cashless. You understand? Any government, any agency that gets paid by the government is going to be what? Cashless. There's what we have been warning the people about, because the Lord said what? Warn the people, get them a message from Him. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, right? Or the pages are cut. Right? The Lord said He said, watchmen upon thy walls, which shall never hold their peace. Right? So this is what we're doing. We're bringing out, and we sounded the alarm. We sounded, we giving warning from the Lord. Right? Joel, go ahead.
Joel chapter 2 and verse 1. Blowing the trumpet in Zion and sound the alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble. For the day of the Lord Yahweh Hashem shall come. For it's nigh at hand.
Yeah, the day is nigh at hand. Right? You get closer. Right? And this same year is election year for America. Donald Trump saying that they won't see him for a while, for circumstances. But the elites, they're working in the net, you know, subtly, you know, they was working silently, secretively, all the time, but now they're brazen. What the scripture says, Revelation 12:12, the enemy knowing that he had got a short time to bring it out. You know?
Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12. Therefore rejoice in heavens, and he that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea.
Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and to the sea. Right? Now talk about these nations, right? War means destruction. Right? War means destruction. Right? Destruction is at hand. The destruction of our people, of all morals, everything is this is what at hand. Right? Esau is an immoral race. Right? And they're the ones who are in the hell of running the earth. Job 19:4, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Job 14:4. Right? Who can bring a clean thing from the unclean? Not one can. None of these things that they put forward as being morally or ethically correct is correct. Right? It's evil and it's wicked. It's dark. It's demonic. Right?
For the devil has come down to you having great wrath, because he know it.
Yeah. Because he know it, boy.
But because he know it, that he had a short time.
Because he know it, he had a short time. Right? You think it might Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 11? Yeah. Coming on with great wrath because you know he had but a short time. Right? Because what? Hey, last week you had history being made. In New York and in Chicago, both camps, both churches, right? Both fellowships seeing the great witnesses of the chariots. Right? The chariots passed by. Yeah? To the normal eye, you won't know what we be rejoicing about, because they say when these things happen, begin to happen, and look up for our salvation during night, right? And that was just a clear sign of our hope for the elect, right? That was just that was like, you know, that was just motivational, uplifting for the elect to see these things, to see the chariots. We know that they are the because of our deliverance. Right? They are what the Lord Yahweh Shai is going to use to defend Jerusalem. That's what he said. Right? He's going to deliver Jerusalem as birds flying, and also when delivering, he's going to defend. Right?
The same way we deliver Israel in Egypt as well too. Same chariot. What was the defense of Israel when it was going to the wilderness? Yeah, the
scripture say what it was between the two camps, the camp of the Egyptians and the camp of Israel. Right? There was what? When the Egyptians was coming too close, the chariots zapped the wheels off of the chariots. Right? Or the wheel chariots. Right? The chariots of Israel zapped the wheels off of the wheel chariots of the Egyptians. Right? Yeah. So we in that time. Right?
Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 11. I return and so on. 11 or 7? 11. And I return and so on to the sun, that the race is not for the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding, for yet, nor yet favor to men of skill. But time and chance happen to them all.
Yeah, but time and chance happen to them all. Right? The race is up for the swift. So one thing you see happening over the weekend, right? The examples being brought out are Malak Shah and Malak Ba. Right? Two brothers in the truth, but dealt with the trials and the fire in two different ways. Right? Malak Shah, he was puffed up, right? And rebellious. And guess what? Now he bugged the hell out with aspirations of being a rock star in Esau's kingdom. And Malak Ba, he took his reproof and he didn't let any man quench his fire. And he went out there and continued to prophesy in the name of the Yahweh Shai. Right?
So that Malak Shai. But you saying that like in another God and they say that
well, as the majority of them do, they came against the apostles and the elders, they came against the doctrine. Right? When that didn't fail, when he didn't get that following, that's what, you know, he disappeared and now he reappeared as what? Posing as a rock star. You know, his hair died out, you know, bugged out, posing in front of demonic pictures. Hey, Shalom, Yahweh Shai, Hashem Makapa, that's Barakatah, Shalom. Say, push John, Gms record and say, push John, 3 and 2 beloved, now are we the sons of Yahweh, and it do not yet appear what we shall be. But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. You can, and the Lord said that what? He's not going to tell that. Yeah. The Lord said he's not going to meet us as what? As a man. Right? So he's coming in a spiritual body. Right? He's not coming as the Lamb of God to take away the sins of the earth. He's coming to what? To bring vengeance. You understand?
Yeah, that with the brother that found out there. So as we were saying, that we proved there, that's what I'll be talking about with James chapter 4 and verse 7. I saw that verse 6. But he giveth more grace. Wherefore he said, Yahweh resisted the proud.
What?
Yahweh resisted the proud.
Yeah, the Most High resisted the proud. Right? So we come into the solution that says, knowledge puffed up. But the beautiful thing about it, Yahweh Shai said, well, yeah, my friends, as long as you watch up, right? Watch up, my command, right? And the Lord said to me, what to be humble as a child. Right? Be humble as a child. He also said, yo, he gave us a clue, he gave us a whole spectrum, a whole vision. Right? He said, knowledge puffed up. Right? So you're going to get this knowledge. I remember Malak Shah teaching. Right? Coming across some Google searching or YouTube searching certain topics. Right? I remember being on fire. But guess what? You know, knowledge puffed up. But this thing is about, you know, it's not about crowd. Right? It's not about pride, it's not about being exalted, it's about all praise and all honor and all glory going to your house. Right? All we have to do is just stay steady on the course. You know, repent, you know, pray, fast, right? Do the work, be a brother. You know, offend less. That's what Scripture said to do, offend less. Right? And we are offended, Yahweh Shai. Right? When you transgress our brother, you're not transgressing this brother here physically alone, no, you're transgressing Yahweh Shai. Because the Lord said when they do these things unto one another, they do it unto you. Right? So hey, don't let that knowledge pop you up. You know? The all praise, honor, and glory go to Yahweh Shai. So we stay on the course. Right? Again, we will go back to That Ecclesiastes 9.
And Paul is saying for a country, he says fight the race, run the race, run like one is course, you know. But I'm going to continue. But give it grace unto the humble. Verse 7, submit yourself therefore to Yahweh, resist the devil, and he shall flee from you.
Yeah, resist the devil, and he shall flee from you. Right? This is 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 5. Examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves, and know ye not your own selves, how that Yahweh Mashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates. So don't fall into the class of being a reprobate. Be like Malak Ba. Right? Malak Ba. Malak means king. Ba. Ba is second. 2. Bayat, the door. Right? You know, he stayed his course. Right? When he was tried, he was found faithful. Right? He was found faithful by that.
Psalm chapter 14 and verse 1 to 2. The fool hath said in his heart, there is no power, no God. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none that doeth good.
Yeah, they are corrupt. There are none that do no good.
Because for you to leave this shoot and go back to Esau, more or less you calling everything that Esau, and Esau is a man who don't believe in his power. We men are great men, so any other person out there following this shoot to understand his power and believe in the Most High Harbor Shemeshai. But for you to leave this and go back in this rock world thing, you just calling the vibration of Esau right here. Verse 2. The Lord Yahweh Shemeshai looked down from heaven unto the children of men to see if there were any that did understand and seek. The Most High Yahweh Shemeshai, as you was doing once. You was in this, and now what you doing? You keep out there in Esau kingdom and Esau world, and you want Esau vibration. Hey, you hear the Most High Yahweh Shemeshai.
So what they are Shemeshai, that our eyes are open. We have the eyes that we can see and pray and ask Yahweh Shemeshai. Everything that's right away from us. But let's back up real quick. There's Psalm chapter 1 verse 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of Yahweh, and he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. Right? So, you know, hey, Malak Ba, he was kicked out simultaneously, but not simultaneously, he was kicked out for whatever reason, just or unjust. But the scriptures talk about that, you know. Hey, maybe you might get an unjust judgment, but you stay your course. So just say, let no man, let no man take that crown. Right? That's why we out here fighting. Right? That's why we out here fighting. We're on the spot. You know? Yeah, might hear people passing, yeah brothers, you know, because what? We're holding our post. Spiritually, we're holding our post. The vibration of QREP is that prophets come out on the spot. You know? Every Thursday, you can see the prophets. Right? Saturdays, the prophets go what? They go granny. Sunday, they go granny. Sometimes the prophets being what? Sour. Right? Because they only have one set of true prophets. The scripture says, when the word of the prophet come to pass, then you shall know who the Lord had sent. Right? And the words that we speak, we come in the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemeshai.
Hey, just I'm still back on our Monday. 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 10 to 12. But Yahweh revealed them unto us by his Spirit. For the Spirit searcheth all things, yea, the deep things of Yahweh. For what man knoweth the things of a man, save the spirit of man which is in him? Even so the things of Yahweh knoweth no man, but the Spirit of Yahweh. Now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the Spirit which is of Yahweh, that we might know the things that are freely given unto us.
Yes, so the scripture said to Paul, we put off that old man. Right? So we put away that old man, we repented of that old man, we turned to Yahweh Shemeshai. Right? So what man knoweth the spirit of man except the spirit that was in him? Right? And the spirit that was in you supposed to be the spirit of Yahweh Shemeshai. Right? Because Yahweh said, easy word. The scripture says an easy word. And guess what? The word is in light. And guess what? The light is in light of men. Right? So that's why the scripture says that he, right, that dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Right? And the Lord is going to make his way prosperous. Right? You're going back into the world to be what? A reprobate, a rock singer. Right? You're not going to make this like you will do on the Titanic.
God,
The ship sinking.
thing.
Yeah, the ship sinking.
Yeah, it comes out to this. A lot of them will come in the truth and it's power the most I have about sharing, but you never really get your foundation. Because, hey, as I say, it's easy to go and get a degree out in the world, you know. A degree is all about going and memorize a book and learning this book and coming out here and just saying what you know. But to understand the foundation and things concerning that book and that degree, people don't know. So it's coming back to this book and most I have about sharing, a lot of them might just come and verse. Like they learn the verses and they will never understand what it is. So it's a real kind of weird thing as well, man, and I check this out this too. So let me have a real quick picture here. Romans chapter 1 and verse 18. For the wrath of Yahweh is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who hold the truth in unrighteousness. So if within this truth and power, the most I have, I should be checking in this truth. You know, because you can't hide from the most high, you might be able to fool men. When you come out here and do your works, more or less you fool men by what they see it. But you don't know what going on in our brother heart behind closed doors. You don't know what kind of unrighteousness our brother doing behind closed doors as well. So when you see these men and follow the truth, and these men and them must be some powerful preachers, but most of the time they were just preachers their own self. And that's the most I have about Shemeshai. The offer wasn't going to the most high. They were just more about unrighteousness overall.
This is Jeremiah 17 and 9. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? Right? Who can know it? The most high, he know your heart. You know? Because what? It was, hey, that's what I was just saying, you know? They're coming out here and they're presenting their body. They're presenting their face. God, but guess what? In what thoughts are wicked as well.
Wicked.
You know? But the most high knows something.
There's a time and a place in the most high, though, to reveal you. As the most high say, let the tears grow the wheat. And that's what's going on. Right now, it's a sifting period over the time. It's a sifting period. Take your time and build yourself in the streets of the most high and worship and joy. This is a Russian process. It's a spiritual battle we're fighting. But if you feel like you know all at once and there's nothing else to learn, then you think you're going to do it fall out because you think you know everything already. Hey, take your time and learn the power of the truth and the most high and worship and joy. This is no rush, this is no game.
This is Proverbs 28 and verse 26. He that trusted in his own heart is a fool, but whoso walketh wisely shall be delivered.
Yeah. You walk wisely in the truth and the most high about Shemeshai. Hey, you can never stop learning in this book. You can never stop learning because hey, you will learn something in this scripture today and then look at it at a different angle through the spirit and the most high about Shemeshai tomorrow and realize, but wait, hey, you don't learn something and get up on the same scripture. Hey, humble yourself in this shit, boy. Humble yourself. You see that worldly aspect, you see everything you see in this world like you saw. Hey, you don't humble yourself. Until you get caught up in this world like you know you. I mean, there's nothing wrong with you in the world. But your foundation must be upon the most high how about Shemeshai. It must be.
This is Ephesians 4 and 17. This I say, therefore, and testify in the Lord that ye henceforth walk not as Gentiles walk, in the vanity of their mind, having the understanding darkened, being alienated from the light of power through the ignorance that is in them, because of the blindness of their heart. Right?
Yeah, can. Because we know it are two Gentiles, it are the other nations, and it are Israelites living among these heathen nations as well, going up and serving them. Hey, but back then, when Paul and these other apostles were going out there to the Gentiles, because you were blinded at the truth. But for a man to come into the truth, understand what the Gentiles are them doing out there, come out here and prophesy to the Gentiles on them, and then turn around and do more wickedness than the Gentiles. Hey, oh yeah, boy, your time, boy. Oh yeah, boy, your time.
Twice dead. Hey, Shalom. Salvation is there, Psalms 60 and 8. Moab is a wash spot. Over Edom will I cast out my shoe. Philistia triumph thou because of me. 2 Corinthians 12 and 7. And least I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of the revelations that there was given to me. a thorn in my flesh, the messenger of Satan buffeted me. Can't. Yeah, to keep him humble. A thorn in the flesh. Is to keep him humble. Keep Paul humble. Right? Yeah, can't. The Most High balance it out. And hey, the Most High do that to the ones that he love. Because the scripture says, despise not the chastening of the Lord. Right? If the Lord deal with chastening, he deal with chastening as a son. Right? But the ones that the Lord don't chasten, guess what? They are bastards. Right? But hey, you have a rebellious somebody, what the Lord said, take him out to the city and stone him to death.
But hey, but anyhow, because if within that, back then Paul and his apostles, they were teaching to the Gentiles, and even in this time now, we still teaching to the Gentiles, who we know to the prophecy and the Most High Abba Shemeshai will ultimately go back to be the 2/3. So you was once and hopefully elect, and hopefully saints and the Most High Abba Shemeshai, then you born back in the world to the 2/3. Hey, no stupid to be out of man.
Right, that's all going back to his comment. Right, going back to the hope of the word. You know, you're going out there to try to make it as an artist. Right? Whatever form, you go back out there to try to prosper in this world. That's failure. You know, that the latter state is worse than the beginning, but you had not come into the truth. This is Ephesians chapter 4, verse 18 again. Having the understanding darkened, being alienated from the life of power through the ignorance that is in them because of the blindness of their heart, who being past feeling, having given themselves over unto lasciviousness, to the work of all uncleanness with greediness, but ye have not so learned a Mashiach. Yeah, so like, yeah, because when he takes a Malak Shadid, right? When he takes Malak Shadid, he take when he started to bug out, he started to take a whole set of tattoos, and he's boasting about his tattoos, showing up his forearm. And now he all bugged out, you see them demons in his countenance, and he tied his head, out, he have a kind of mohawk hairstyle, and his head like green, right? You know? These are, hey, the example set forth by Yahweh Shai, right? Which he was the ultimate example. Even the prophets and you didn't see them do that. You didn't see them do that. You didn't see them come to the knowledge, pop up against the teacher. When Peter trying to reprove Yahweh Shai, when Yahweh Shai was speaking about his upcoming death, right? Yahweh Shai rebuked him. But guess what? Peter humbled himself. And guess what? The church is built upon Cephas, right? Hey, upon the ultimate rock is Yahweh Shai, right? But the chief, he have to chant Peter, right? Cephas, the rock, right? The Lord said upon you, with Peter, he saw. Understand?
That's what I statement about be alienated. For you to be alienated from the truth, it means by little, you just falling out of it. Because when that tattoo you're talking about, you don't know that bug dog shit. That would think the Lord most of us should try saying that to put anything put tattoo or any dead on your flesh. But it's a process you have to go through, hey, and it's a pity that sometimes I mean all to the point most of us should try that men that the see men falling out as well too, you know. I don't know the circumstances so long I just speak it as a man. But you know, sometimes you might see a brother going astray, might acting strange, you know, pull up that brother and try and talk to him and try and pull him back to this way. Because sometimes men are be falling out in front of men eyes and men are able to see that way, you know. I hear it the will of the most high way.
This is Ephesians chapter 4 verse 21. If so be that ye have learned him and have been taught by him, as the truth is in Amashiach, Yahweh Shai, Salakia, that ye put off concerning the former conversation, the old man, which is corrupt, according to deceitful lust.
But at that times, like in the early days, you will watch back in the world, the life you used to live by. And you know that spiritual aspect about that spiritual and everything, yeah, we want to be yearning to go back to that side, by. But hey, you have to pull off that old man right through, but you have to pull off that old man. Hey, look on the price, boy. Look on the truth of the most high of they try and walk and try and be worthy to that truth, boy. Hey, because you have to keep your garments clean. Because hey, there's a process we doing, we exercising something that Yahweh Shai came and do down here. And it's not easy battle because everything is wrong with the spiritual, you know. Everything is wrong. So anytime you start to think carnal in the shit, you're not going to. If I tell you this should buy, hey, this is our journey, boy. And at the end of it, boy, to get a glorious kingdom. And to see the end and how wicked that is with, boy. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is Ephesians chapter 4. Ephesians 4:22. That he put off concerning the former conversations the old man, which is corrupt according to deceitful lust, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind, after the Most High is created in righteousness and true holiness.
Because hey, everything starts off in the mind, though. Everything, all wickedness starts off in the mind, though. Because them spirits will come and keep on bugging you to see your reaction, you know. I see anything you start to give into these spirits and forget about your foundation, and spiritual aspect and the Most High about Shemeshai. You feel that spirit's gonna go anyway? Hey, that spirit's gonna stay there and tempt you, hey, until you take that, boy. And on top of that, when you take it down, they're gonna tell you about look what you do, boy. And before you do it, you like the Portugal sun. Way off, in some big pen, somewhere eating. Out of the top. Hey, repent and come up to the Most High about Shemeshai, right? Because we're not perfect in this flesh. But it's an exercise we're doing. It's an exercise to what? To get eternal glory by and righteousness in the Most High about Shemeshai.
This is Proverbs 3:5. Trust in Yahweh with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Be not wise in thine own eyes, and fear Yahweh, and depart from evil. It shall be health to thy navel, and marrow to thy bones.
Yeah, because it's simple as that. We trust in your own heart. Your mind wicked, you know. You are the whole wicked, but what you going to do? You repent to the Most High about Shemeshai and come back to him. You will depend on your own mind. And them fucking spirits and them not out there, boy. And go back out there to do what, boy? For a nigga to gun you down in the street like an idiot. With some fucking bitch, the Most High power upon you to get what? To get AIDS or syphilis or something. Because the Most High, yeah, he's a giant man like that. You go in the world war, calling rock star, wherever you are. The Most High fuck all you, boy. Because you're lacking understanding.
That's right. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 18. It says, let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world, let him become a fool, that he may be wise. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High. For it is written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness.
God, hey, I'd rather be a fool to the Most High about Shemeshai any day, boy. But they say I'm wise and I know all. Hey, that is a character of a fool. And I want a lot of men that get bogged out in this fucking shoot and fall out. Because you get tired when they shoot. Hey, humble yourself in the presence of the Most High about Shemeshai. Hey, follow the laws as the commandment as best as you could. You come out here, do the works of the Most High. Hey, and keep your garments pure, boy. What you doing puffing up and then what? Follow to go there? Boy, hey, in them days to come, by when 2/3 of Israel gonna feel and them other nations. You see all the men who fall out of place and fix things. Hey, men of the Lord about Shemeshai come and fall your team, boy.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 9 verse 12. For a man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare, so are the sons of men snared in an evil time, when it falleth suddenly upon them.
Yeah, because I mean, at the end of the day, look at this, yeah.
Prophecies come unfolding each and every day.
Prophecy unfolding. Yeah, man might die, man might live. Hey, but it's about death coming for you, man. Or you wicked fucking man out there, but it's about death coming. Hey, you see that death? Man of the Lord about Shem, I rejoice in that death, boy. The oil and shit. For you to come and stand up here and call on garments, boy, and exercising wickedness in secret, and then follow this and go out there and live like a wicked ass fool, boy. And you knowing the truth, hey, death and destruction to all you, boy. Because it's not just about revising this, boy, it's about living it. Understand the foundation, the truth, and the Most High. And now I'm fucking memorizing this. Live it. By that day and time coming for you, man, right?
It says James chapter 3 verse 13. Who is a wise man and endued with knowledge among you? Let him show out of a good conversation his works with meekness of wisdom. But if ye have bitter envy and strife in your hearts, glory not, and lie not against the truth. This wisdom descended not from above, but is earthly, sensual, devilish. For where envying and strife is, there is confusion and every evil work. Let me just say this real quick because why this is envy? Because when these men fall off, the first thing they do, they come against the doctrine, they come against the apostles, the teachers.
And the spirit, I was gonna take
yeah, so that's the first thing they come against them. They once believe, they once call these men Abbott, sorry. When you look up, because they have a camp named Adam Abbott. Abbott means what? Teacher, master. When you used to watch Kung Fu, they used to call it the master, they call him master, they might call him Abbott. You understand? They call him Abbott. Teacher or master, so you go against their teachers. And the Lord said, obey them that have rule over you. Right? Reproof not an elder. You understand? So you have these basic things that keep what? Discipline. Right? You can't call yourself a disciple if you have no discipline. These are the disciplines. So you see? So the man's true heart came out in the end. Under what? Under pressure. That's what the scripture in Sirach says, that's Sirach, yeah. Is it Sirach? Okay. So like, yeah, let me get that for you real quick. There's a true judgment, because the Lord said what? A friend, you are my friends as long as you do whatever I do. I'm sorry, as long as you do whatever I tell you. Right? Yeah, as I saw this one, real quick. This is Sirach chapter 2 and verse 15. They that fear the Lord will not disobey his words, and they that love him will keep his ways. Right? So they said, the Lord said what? To repent. Right? To come as a little lamb. To come as a child. Right? You can reprove a child 100 times, he will always love you. Right? He will always love you. He or she will always love you. Right? Wow. Wow. Scripture says, has thou found a friend? Right?
Hey, the most I have a Shemeshai will have set up the elders and the apostles that go to the stone. For a purpose, boy. For a purpose, boy. So, anytime you come in against these men and them in all righteousness, that your clock started to tick right there already. I have never seen any man go up against the apostles, or any man in this shoot, or in unrighteousness, or come in with unrighteousness, and never succeed with it. They just say they're going out there to do the one thing and just fall out with it, go their way. Dude, how ignorant do you can be, right? That is the utmost ignorance. Because why? You learn so much, you study so much, you get so much knowledge and you become wicked with it. You get overly righteousness, so you become wicked with righteousness. Then you humble yourself.
Right, I'm getting scripture in Sirach. Right, but the main scripture that I wanted, I can't remember it right now. But that scripture basically goes a friend can be known a friend can only be known in adversity. Right? And this is the adversity that we're going in. Now, simple as, guess what? Malaksha, he fell out. I know he's just a flavor of the week while I'm calling his name, right? He fell out a little while back, right? Probably a year or two ago, right? Or probably a little longer, right? But what happened is that when he got reproved, what he did, his true heart, his true mind was what was exhibited. Right? You should just say a friend can only be known in the time of adversity. Right? Because you can claim to be my friend here right now when all things are going good. But when things are going bad, that is when they depart. Right? So this is Sirach chapter 6. And verse 7. It said, if thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him. For some man is a friend in his own occasion, and will not abide in the day of trouble, of thy trouble. And there's a friend who being turned into enmity and strife will discover thy reproach. And that's what, hey, John the apostles wicked. They're doing this, they're doing that, you know. Take, yo. You have to be careful, man. Careful. Because there was once in the inner court, eating and drinking, but that's what the scripture said. they were what with us, but it was not of us. Right? You don't want to fall in that class. Because mind you, you're not gonna be spared the judgment. Whatsoever man so socially going on.
Yeah, I say you gotta examine yourself first. Because you can't look at another man and say you wicked. Because you wicked for saying that. You gotta examine yourself first. Because before you can point up fingers at any other brother or any other man and judge, ensure that you're in accordance with them. Because you can't judge another man by the law and you breaking the same law. What happened? Because you see any apostles wicked, but where you are now. So who is the true wicked man now? So just the most of Hashem and Shem is beating out of them, hey, how stupid and wicked all you. Because even though a man might be wicked in your eyes, you don't know what standards the man have with the most side behind closed doors. You don't know if the man repents of his sins. And that's another thing. A man might see a brother fall, and within his rights, he might repent to the most high of Hashem and child. And he have a good standing with the most high, but the evil spreads within you now, watching another brother fall and keeping it within yourself. Hey, you gotta let one of the spirits on them. You gotta examine yourself first. Don't study another man.
It says, 2 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 3. But I fear lest by any means, as a serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so your mind should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in a Mashiach. It's simple to follow Mashiach. Right? Just try to keep the laws to the best of your ability. To the best of your ability, right? The laws is not the end all be all. The Hawashai is the end all be all. The tablet of stone not going to fly across, delivering us. Right? The laws are just a guideline to keep us in order. Right? Hawashai is merciful. Right? We're going to be saved through his mercy. Right? The law was merciless. Is that they break it or you keep it. If you break it, you put to that. If you keep it, you show mercy. If you break it, there are some laws that wasn't unto death, and they bring forth your offering. Right? But Yahweh was the ultimate sacrifice and offering. Right? He shed his blood, used the ultimate blood sacrifice. According to Hebrews. Hebrews breaks that up, Hebrews 9, right? So we can't supersede Yahweh with the law. Right? The law has his work, Yahweh is our salvation. That's a man. Right.
It's 1 Corinthians 8 verse 1. It says, Now as touching things offered unto idols, we know that we all have knowledge. Knowledge puffeth up, but charity edified.
Right. Knowledge puffeth up, but charity edified. This is charity. This is charity because why? This is our service. Right? The apostles, the elders, men before us, 30 years, 20 years, 28 years, however long it may be. Right? Like 3 decades plus of work. And they was doing it on and off camera. Now you're coming up against these men. Now we have young men. Not even half a decade old. Want to come and bring. Want to come and reinvent the wheel. Right? Spirit show me this, Spirit show me that. When I should precept back again, Mama.
Says 1 Corinthians 8 verse 1.
There are men right here in Trinidad that behave in the same way. Right? Because of the maliciousness. You give me chapter 1, 2 and 3.
1 Corinthians 8 verse 1 it says, Now as touching things offered unto idols.
Right, look, everything you see around me offered unto idols. Everything you see around me. Right? You come outside here, we're in the city. So you have the fast food outlets. They put in a room and in the air. Right? Guess what? Not because you don't walk inside and see an idol in the corner and incense burning, right? Flowers and rice and it doesn't mean that they're not offered unto idols, right? The scripture says Satan is the prince of power in the air. We in the city, but we're going to smell something. We're going to smell KFC, we're going to smell. All that's what enticement and alluring you, right? It baiting it to come and back, right? That's why they put the smoke stacks up in the air for that sentiment in the city, right? That's why you have something called advertisement or marketing, right? There's a whole digital billboard over there, right? They're marketing the different things. They all offer unto idols, right? It's vibration. They're making the enemy rich. The scripture, real quick, give me Psalms 73 and verse 12. Watch this real quick, right? Because we are the poor, according to the Most High, we are the poor, and we're begging Why? How we beg it? Prayer. When you go into prayer, prayer is to beg the Lord. Because we're making our supplications known. Right? Why?
Psalm 73 and verse 12. Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world.
These are the ungodly who prosper in the world. When you look at that word ungodly, it's the same word, right? The same number for the word wicked, right? In Job 9:24. And who is the wicked? Right? The wicked is whose hands the earth was given unto. Right? Behold, these are the ungodly. Bring them back.
Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world.
Yeah, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world. So these big franchises, KFC, Comey, Kentucky Fried Chicken, right? Royal Castle, Subway, Pizza Hut, all these franchises, they prosper, right? But the poor, we make our prayer known unto Yahweh Shem Yahushua because we low, right? No, that's Eve. That's Eve. Eve have no fault. Whatever, go ahead. That's Karen. That's the black Karen.
Continue. They increase in riches.
They what?
They increase in riches.
They increase in riches. Go ahead.
Verily, I have cleansed my heart in vain and washed my hands in innocence.
Yeah, that's why the scripture says, and be not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. Right? They increase in riches. Right? Guess what? These franchises, they were closed for the same 3 months for the first lockdown for COVID-19. But guess what? They open back, right? Look at how many of these storefronts, the small business, they shut down. Because them business was living from hand to mouth. Them business was barely surviving. Them business didn't have they had probably poor managerial skills, right? That they decided to stunt before they could really afford it, that they could have a year or two in backup, in savings to have continuation. But this one knows this. This one worked that much, right? They're not trying to run, but this one worked that much. The second wave ain't going to be like that, right? The second wave is going to put everybody down, sickness. They're going to be what? They're going to get your vaccination, and they're going to get you're going to have to get your vaccination, and your proof of vaccination maybe the certificate might be the RFID chip. However they put it, is that they come up with it, it's a trap and a snare, right? And once you fall out of the council of the Most High, once you fall out of the council of the Most High, guess what? You're going to stand out here like the cheese that stand alone. You're going to be in that confused state as all the rest. You was once part of this, drinking and eating of that heavenly manna, right? The Most High was supping with you, giving you that. And because you refuse to take it humbly, you refuse to acknowledge that, hey, you didn't get this on your own way. You didn't get this on your own. So, hey, guess what, brothers might be doing videos. And then again, you know, they might find that you have a low view. Guess what? In the right time, you'll get your views. You just continue to do the work. All praise, all honor, all glory. Go to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Just keep humble, keep grounded, keep rooted. Right? We're not doing this work for our glory. We're doing this work for the glory of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Because we have no power. We have no power. Right? Just the Lord said, give us, in the Lord's Prayer said, give us this day our daily bread. We can go to work and working hard and fast and be the best worker. The Most High break a couple of your limbs on the job. Guess what? You have the job in paying your insurance, in paying your NIS. What kind of quarrels going to come up? Right? As soon as you get injured and you can't get paid. That happened in job right by me. We had the inter-department football. Them guys was practicing. Right? They was practicing and they went out and they playing on the field. And that guy ended up getting his foot broken. Guess what? When they wasn't playing in company hours. They wasn't even playing on a company field. You understand? So guess what? The company had to come together and pitch into what help support the guy. But not the workers, you know? And he was out for like 3-4 months. A year and something. He was out for a year and something. You understand? Now guess what? That same guy who everybody pitched into, he started to show himself ungrateful. And you know what? He became hated amongst the workers. You know why? Because I don't even want to give speak as a man and give the reason why. I will tell them the precepts. The Lord said, pride is hateful amongst men and the Most High. That's why pride is hateful amongst the Most High and men. You understand? Because when it was low and down, Yahweh Shem Yahushua provided fear. Yeah, Yahweh Shem Yahushua provided fear. Right? But when he started to feed you with that knowledge, you decide you want to be condescending and exhibit preeminence amongst your brethren. Right? You You know? You can't boast yourself. The scripture talk about the vine. The branch can't boast itself over the... Sorry, the leaf can't boast itself over the branch. The branch can't boast itself over the trunk. The trunk can't boast itself over the root. So all need one another. Right? So it's about humility. It's not about pride. It's not about being puffed up. Right? That's something.
It's the book of 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 6. It says, humble yourselves therefore under the mighty hand of Yahweh, that he may exalt you in due time.
Yeah, humble yourself under the mighty hand of Yahweh, that he may exalt you in due time. We're going to be lifted up. But when we lifted up, our brothers are we of the elect. When the elect are lifted up, we're going to be lifted up together. Right? It's a one ship. One big ship, one big partnership coming to lift up the elect. That's what the Lord said, well, we're going to be joint heirs with the Lord. You know? The Lord is the inheritor. We are his friends. Right? He's the testator. Right? He was put to death to receive an inheritance, which is the kingdom. We're going to be joint heirs in that kingdom. Right? Right now all of us in hell. Every time the Lord for his small mercies, however they may come, financial, right? Hey, even keeping your family together. Hey, having a roof, having food. There are small blessings that worthy to the Lord to be given praise for. Right? Everything you should just say, all things give thanks. And all things, hey, yes, grace before meals, grace after meals. Grace after meals is a law. Brothers don't even know that. That's how you see man, you might even know that.
I know they bring the scripture, yes, obviously, I know the bishop come out not by my might, but by the...
Well, yeah, so it's about humility, man. All these things, just say follow the lamb, wheresoever he goeth. Just as hey, there's the flavor of the week. Thus far, alongside with wars, commotion, rumors of wars, call out for me. You know, that's the flavor of the week. What?
The book of James chapter 4, and I'll start at verse 6. It says, but he giveth more grace. Wherefore he said, Yahweh resisted the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble. Submit yourselves therefore to Yahweh. Resist the devil.
Resist who?
Resist the devil.
Right, resist the tempter. Resist the liar. Right, because we come anytime when we are to resist. Right? What we have to resist? We are to resist in life. We are to resist in vaccine. We are to resist in microchip. Right? So it is how you're supposed to resist. Resist the alluring subtleties that you come up with. Right? Which is in order to enter into the new world, you're going to have to take a vaccine. Right? In order to prove that I have that vaccine, is the RFID microchip. Right? The brother in Bahamas, brother Yashua, he did a Yapa video today. When it's nanotechnology, an example to open up on the phone back of a shot. Two articles, because he showed us something called CRISPR, which is a gene editing program. Right? Where if you're in your family, you believe that you have hereditary traits like osteoporosis, arthritis, diabetes, any of these things, you have something called CRISPR, a pioneering gene editing program, where they go into the gene, right, in a subatomic level, right, and they can change, they can pull out these diseases. They can plug in things like blue eyes, blonde hair, whatever it is you want, right? That's what Esau is capable of doing right now. Right? You get people that will have.
Verse 8, it says, draw nigh unto Yahweh, and he will draw nigh to you. Cleanse your hands, ye sinners, and purify your hearts, double-minded.
And then going into using hand sanitizers. Washing your hands, purify your hands, going into what? Doing things that well pleasing to Yahweh, doing things that are written in this word. I purify your hands, so with your hands into what you work. So let your works be according to what is written in the scriptures. Alright? That is purifying your hands, changing your whole way. He says, stop smoking. Alright? You're accustomed committing adultery. stop committing adultery, fornication, stop committing fornication. Alright? Rehearse righteousness. Purify yourself. Resist the devil and he will flee. That even goes into what them thoughts have been in your mind lingering from Satan. Alright? Because Satan, just as he tempted Yahushua, he will also tempt you. He will tempt us. Alright? Him and his minions will enter into your mind, put thoughts there, and when you start to ponder on these thoughts, you allow these thoughts to remain, you allow them to grow like a seed. Alright? It become a plague in your mind. Scripture talk about what the plague of the heart. Give me any plague, or the plague of the heart. So guess what? When it is Satan plants these thoughts in your mind, you resist them, you rebuke them. Alright? You rebuke them immediately. Get back into the scriptures. And that is what he's supposed to be trying to do. Trying to get away from the scriptures. As soon as you step out of that boundary, where you're dealing with the scriptures, you're open for anything.
But you should just say the house is key. Fair enough. Huh?
Too much stuff for it.
Too much?
Too much stuff for it.
Too much stuff. Slothfulness, the house is key. Because the house is the temple of the Most High. He's what I do to you. Right? Temple of the Most High is what it meant. Right? So you can stay away from the spiritual law. You know? Spiritual vibration when you start to be clear. Right? So Chris Buddy, but I'm talking about, and here's we talk about nanotechnology and it being able to manipulate. It's so being able to manipulate you through the nanotechnology, which is going to be in the vaccine. Right? I can't remember every single thing about this video because I was just catching it on the way to the works. Right? It was a Yapa video. Right? CRISPR. This is HD buzz, right? CRISPR, CRISPR, right? This is a gene editing program, right? It says the CRISPR system was first discovered as a type of immune system used by bacteria to defend themselves against viruses and other invaders by chopping up foreign genetic material. There are two components to the CRISPR machine: a special piece of genetic message called a guide RNA that finds a point to the invader's DNA, and an enzyme that can cut the DNA to destroy it. Check out the previous, well, we have a video, right? A link to a video. Look at how CRISPR works and the challenges faced by the researchers exploring it, right? So what happens when it actually cuts the DNA, clicks, cuts out the disease, and plugs back in a safe piece of genetic material, but he's so manipulating that, right? And he's going to be using that in his new vaccines. What I was bringing out is nano inoculation or something like that, right? Where they basically using nanites, where they show you in the movie G.I. Joe with Chanum, that something, yeah, either might forget. No, Chanum something, I forget his name, right? But then G.I. Joe, right? When you overcome, or when you stick by the man, right? The nanites, they push out the venom, right? It's basically that same type of technology, right? He so has nanotechnology, nanites, right? But they had an effect on the brother, and this camera, exactly, he also brought out to us smart dust. He so has smart dust. Right, when they put it there for you to inhale, right, when you inhale, you have nanites in the system, right, these things come through when you inhale a pattern, right, when you just talk about this other hand sanitizer, right, one of the things, that you learn in the health and safety is that pathogens can enter into your body through inhalation, infiltration, and ingestion, right, one, infiltration is what, through the skin, so you loading up yourself with a set of hand sanitizer, and soap. Guess what? What is in these hand sanitizers and soap? They have heavy metals. They have aluminum, right? And these things cause heavy metal toxicity, right? Which is going to get you sick. It cause Alzheimer's, autism, Asperger's, which ultimately going to make you inapt. You're not going to be smart. Slow you down, you dumb you down. You understand? You're not going to make you apt. You understand? It also will make you conductive. It increases your conductivity to someone. But they have letters in you. You understand? So hey, love not the world, nor the things thereof, the fashion of this world fade away. right? Even though the new technology, the scripture, we saw the devil will have you feel that technology is the way forward. But the scripture says what? Follow the old ways, old path. Somebody give me Jeremiah 6:16. Go ahead, go ahead.
The book of Revelation, chapter 14, verse 14. Chapter 13, verse 14. It says, and deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. Right? It says, when he deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. Or also matter with what Micah chapter 2. Alright? When it is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands to do so. Alright? All these different, as the brother was breaking down, different technologies, you know, different new science stuff that Esau doing today with genetics. Alright? These things are the miracles that he exercising to what deceive, to make us that dwell on earth believe that the so-called white man's way is a sure way. You know, because look how deep he's going into everything. You know, look how much assignments he has done. Look how much lab stuff he's doing. Alright, but the so-called white man, as the Bible says, is what the wicked, the devil. Alright, the great deceiver. So all these technologies that he's bringing out, all these different, you know, science stuff, is to just lure you in, alright, to receive that man. Because a lot of you all out here get comfortable with technology, get comfortable with the so-called white man science, to the point where some of you jigs out there, alright, they don't believe in a God. Alright, to validate anything, you have to run back to the science book, or run back to science this, and science that, and physics this, and this law, and this that. Alright, so-called white man did a great job on you guys. So guess what, when he brings his mark of the beast, which he is the beast, his system that he set up, alright, when he brings it, you're going to take it gladly. As the brother saying, you're going to see it as what? Another stepping stone in technology. But that's going to be to your destruction. Alright, because that is something the Most High spoke of that is about to come, and those that have it are going to be destroyed. Alright? So don't be wooed and wowed by the technologies of these devils. That is Most High. It just says, also there, Sirach. Sirach chapter 1 and verse 1.
Right, I have a little bit more in your skull for you, sharp.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's bring it forward.
This one.
This is the book of Sirach. One.
Yeah, anything.
All wisdom coming from Yahweh, and it him forever.
All wisdom coming from the Most High. All the wisdom that I have out here, the wisdom even to create nuclear missiles, the wisdom to take certain things and make bombs and whatnot, it came from the Most High Yahweh. Alright, so the rulers that be, Esau himself have nothing to boast in, have nothing to be proud about. Alright, all wisdom came from the Most High. So the different little technologies are coming out. Is the Most High pass on that knowledge? So who we should be gaining praise? Who we should really looking up to? Not the so-called white man, as he would play himself. Alright, promoting white supremacy. You know, pushing that age of enlightenment bullshit where science replaces God and religion, as they would say. The Most High is the one that controls all knowledge. Alright? And everything that is in existence is because of him. Stop giving too much credit to the so-called white man. The so-called white man is a loser. Alright? Read about him in Job chapter 30. Job chapter 30 is you so-called white people.
Right.
break down that. Now you either my so-called pastors, alright, and teachers out there is going to Job chapter 30. Because why? It's about you. Alright? Basis of men. We're driven forth from among men. You dwell in the Caucasus Mountains. And the reason you call yourself Caucasian today. And now you're proud. Alright? They got a little season to rule. But the Most High say what? Do they build? He's going to throw down. Alright, and he's going to throw it down in a beautiful time. It's going to when they're about to what? To flip the belly. When it is your thing that your agenda is going to, succeed and be accomplished, the Most High going to say, no, not so fast. And we say, what do you imagine against the Most High? Affliction shall not arise up a second time. Alright, there's an end, it's an end. Esau is the end of this world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
This is right. This is a piece of signs of line. This is an article here. It says next generation vaccines enable through advances in nanotechnology. Viruses are nanoscale objects that therefore can be regarded as naturally occurring nanomaterials. For that definition, LAVs, IVs, and viral vectors are nanotechnologies. Nanoparticles and viruses operate at the same length scale. Right? This article is all based on them coming towards the cure for COVID-19, by the way. So this goes hand in hand with the doctrine, because ultimately they're going to use this Prime Minister, this President of America said what? All the nothing happened by chance or coincidence. You understand? So they took the so-called Chinese virus, because I was trying to call it the Chinese virus, but it all started so-called in China in Wuhan, right? And what they're not letting a good how they say a good something go to waste and a good crisis go to waste, right? So now they're using that to what? How to say, initiate or commence their New World Order. I can like more than one too, eh?
Yeah, that.
Yeah. It says nanoparticles and viruses operate at the same length scale. This is what makes nanotechnology approaches in vaccine development and immunoengineering so powerful. Nanoparticles, natural or synthetic, mimic the structural features of the viruses, whereas chemical biology, biotechnology, and nanochemistry enables the development of next generation designer vaccine technologies. From a vaccine technology development point of view, this is an exciting time, and novel technologies and approaches are poised to make a clinical impact for the first time. So I'm going to call it the virus first, what novel coronavirus. Then they call it what COVID-19. Right? And they have so many definitions of breaking down all these different names on the internet. You know? At the end of the day, we know that they're about to break forth the New World Order. Right? And the things that they're doing right now, right, is to help usher in the sheeple into the bands, as to say. Because the scripture in Psalms talking about them casting their net. It's a big ass trap. Right? But the simple gonna get snared up. The simple gonna get trapped up. What's simple? To be simple is to be stupid. To lack knowledge, right? So that's what it means simple. Proverbs 1 tell you that. How long will these simple ones be simple? And fools hate knowledge, and scholars delight in their scoffing, right? We've been out here for years bringing forward this truth, right? And the fact of the matter is that the words of the Bible come to pass, right? We in the end days. It's clear to see. It's clear to see for those who have eyes, who have the eyes to see. It's clear to hear. Those who have ears to hear. The Prime Minister said once he was re-elected, which he was, last Monday he's going to make the place what a cashless society. On the election campaign, yeah, them talk about point up here, point 40, one of them boroughs are already cashless. There's a boss. And they clap. You know they rejoice. Guess what? That goes into your damnation. Right? To make this place cashless, it might start off as being a card, right? They might have a social security card or whatever, right? You might be able to go and get your government grants, your newborn baby grant, you know, your social assistance, your pension. But then it's going to graduate to RFID chip. How we know that? Because the scripture said that he's going to cause all small and great, rich and poor, free and bond to receive that mark, right? That mark there in the scriptures is what correct, to paste or imprint, right? You're gonna imprint or paste your skin and inject a chip on your hand. That's their desire, right? To be the new monetary system, right? It's all a snare and trap. True lion signs and wonder. You have a piece of lion signs and wonder. You know, because what this vaccine, right? And then also they have a Neuralink, right? Neuralink where they put a chip, because how you move, you're animated one first by a spirit, and then secondly by electrical impulses, by electrical impulses at your brain, right? Which is where your spirit dwells, your brain, right? Because you have amputees where you cut off hands and limbs. You have people who are born minus hands and legs, and guess what? They're still alive. They're still walking, but yeah, some of them walk, some of them talk. You know, because why? They get their prosthetic limbs, right? But when you cut off a person's head, you die. But that's where your spirit dwells in your head, right? There's your dome right here, where your spirit dwells, right? So they have the Neuralink where they put a chip to help what? Not to help, but to give paraplegics the ability to walk. Right? The electrical impulses of your brain cells. Right? We still have machines called the MRI machine. Right? They have a next machine that is doing full body scans off, get the name of it. Right? But you can go through this machine and they show you every vein, every neuron, all these different things. And they know when they do certain processes, which nerves and which synapses fire off. Right? Them electrical pulses, and they tap into that.
But I just say too, I think the man who was responsible for making the Terminator the hand with the Terminator to say you could stay in you could be in America and he moving the hand from England. That can work.
Didn't know that.
Chapter 2 and verse 9. It says, even him who's coming is after the working of Satan.
Yeah, the Lord's coming, right? You can read about some Babasha.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 8. It says, and then shall that wicked be revealed.
Who's the wicked? Be sure. That's what's happening. The whole earth, all these nations, they're angry with the whole, which is America, and they're angry with the Caucasian man. Because the Caucasian man, and hey, the main man, the two main men right now, that pissing the nations off, is Bill Gates and Dr. Fauci, or Falsely, as you're going to be allowed in LA, Japan, what Zach calls him, Dr. Falsely, right? Who is double tongue. In one instance, he's saying, yo, wear a mask. In another instance, he's saying, yo, there's no scientific backing that bad stuff, anything. What is it to say? A double-minded man is unstable and on his way. But these devils are just set up as to be what? Devils. God bless devils. Because the Lord or the ultimately created the wicked to be the wicked to be what? The Lord said he created the wicked for the day of destruction. Right? So they're actually God blessed. They're blessing us to be the devil. They're righteous, they're truthful in their spirit. Right? But you know, as an Israelite, you're supposed to wake up to the fact. Right? At least the elect is not going to wake up. Teachers are going to set me asleep. They're going to understand it in the last minute, and they're going to understand it through death and pain. Right? Right?
It says, then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
Who's the mouthpiece of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai? The prophets. Right? We represent the mouth of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. They are all coming off his throne to tell you anything. Right? But guess what? That doesn't stop him from manifesting himself unto us. Right? It's saints, it's prophets. Right? We didn't choose him, he chose us. That's our calling. The word vocation is what? Calling. We were called, many are called, but chose not few. But we had to work to be about the election. Right? We have to exhibit understanding. Right? You can't be out here reproofing the hell out of the nation. Right? But you yourself secretly wicked as hell. But what's the prophet and the Lord took him and he carried him and he said, look what they're doing, look how they're worshiping. Yeah, Ezekiel told that. You know? I was in Ezekiel 1. Go ahead.
It says, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
Yeah, he's going to destroy with the brightness of his coming. Why going to be bright? It's going to be, one scripture said that it's going to be a dark day. But this scripture called it light, brightness. Right? Because the words that we speak, they are light and they are life. Right? And the brightness is also going to be what? The missiles. When that missiles hit, it's going to be bright. It's going to be bright light that day. The light from that missiles. They're watching. They certain places in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. People's silhouette they burn into the wall. You know why? Because they were standing up before war, and when that missiles, they release what? Ultraviolet rays, radiation, gamma rays, all them forms of light. All those are different measurements of light. They're gonna be what? Released. Right? Then he's also gonna have the lasers from the chariots. Right? So it's gonna be a climactic, dramatic, epic time. The return of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Right? It's like all actually better than Nemesis in them superhero comics and cartoons. They were the good guys. Because the principle was for something. They stood for what they believed. And most of the time what they believed was morally right. Right? But in looseness, the Justice League and all them stand for the wicked looseness. Freedoms, liberties. Them freedoms and liberties lead you away from your Hashem Yahushua.
Against
Thanos, Galactus, Liga Doom.
Thanos was trying to set that order back to the
Galactus trying to set the order. Silver Surfer is the herald for Galactus. We are the Silver Surfers for now about Hashem Yahushua. What?
God.
That's something. No.
Book of Ezekiel chapter 8, start from 1. It says, and it came to pass in the 6th year, the 6th month, in the 5th day of the month, as I sat in mine house, and the elders of Judah sat before me, that the hand of the Lord Yahweh fell there upon me. Then I beheld, and lo, a likeness as the appearance of fire, from the appearance of his loins even downward fire, and from his loins even upward as the appearance of brightness, as the color of amber. And he put forth the form of an hand, and took me by a lock of mine head, and the Spirit lifted me up between the earth and the heaven, and brought me into the visions of the Most High to Jerusalem, to the door of the inner gate, and looked toward the north, where was the seat of the image of jealousy, which provoked the jealousy.
Yeah, the Lord said what he's jealous over. Paul said that he was jealous over us. God did jealousy. Right? The Lord was jealous over us, so that God did jealousy. Because what he saw, take his woman, right? And he afflicted his woman, and he's trying to mark his woman, right? And by creating all kind of seductions to his woman, right? He has ensnared the minds of his woman, which is the nation of Israel, Jeremiah 6:2, right? So guess what? The Lord in I think it's Isaiah 65, he said, he provoked him to anger, right? By burning on incense in gardens and altars made of brick, right? You're provoking him to anger, going to these different churches, different philosophies. They have Jehovah's Masons, they enlarge in all different religions and sects, right? Different ways to prosper in this world, right? But hey, learn to lose, in order to serve the Lord, you have to lose your life in this world. Lose your life to what? Gain it in the spirit. Right? We're going to lose. We get the L for a period of time. But spiritually, we are the W, we are the win. Why?
Verse 6 says, he said furthermore unto me, Son of man, seest thou what they do, even the great abominations that the house of Israel committed here, that I should go far off from my sanctuary, but turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations. And he brought me to the door of the court. When I looked, behold, a hole in the wall. Then said he unto me, Son of man, dig now in the wall, When I had digged in the wall, behold a door, and he said unto me, Go in, and behold the wicked abominations that they do there. So I went in, and I saw, and behold, every form of creeping things, and abominable beasts, and all idols of the house of Israel portrayed upon the wall round about. And there stood before them 70 men of the ancients of the house of Israel. And in the midst of them stood Jaazaniah, the son of Shaphan, with every man his censer in his hand, and a thick cloud of incense went up. Then said he unto me, Son of man, hast thou seen what the ancients of the house of Israel do in the dark? Every man in his chamber, in the chamber of the imagery. For they say, Yahweh seeth us not. Yahweh hath forsaken the earth.
Yeah, so secretly they say Yahweh seeth us not. Yahweh forsaken the earth. Now how one can come to mind when I read that scripture? One can come into mind, right? IUIC and Nathaniel, right? Because, I mean, he seems faithless to me. Because a man, he seems faithless. Since 2000, since the year 2000, he left, come back. When he come back, he was told in the name of Yahweh, the name, wow. The name, the key starts with, the key of David starts with the name of Yahweh, right? Scripture says, except the Lord build the house, they that build the house build it in vain, right? Now these other camps that come in different names, Ahaya, Yeshaya, Yeshua, all these different things. Guess what? As one of the brothers said, that it was Gms Benz, I was watching John throughout the week, and he made a clear point. He said, guess what? You see, you will see, we right here on the works right here, we saw chariots, right here on the works. But there are numerous amount of times the viewers are coming and say, yo. Numerous amount of times the viewers are coming and say, yo, behind on the head, over your head, we see chariots, right? You know, and as the brother Gms Ben said, he said, yo, tell me why is it that in these other camps, right? You don't ever see them doing videos with the chariots. One, they don't teach it like how we teach it. Two, they don't believe. Three, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Matter of fact, there should be one Yahweh Shem Yahushai is not with them camps. Yahweh Shem Yahushai is not with them camps. Because hey, the Lord said, when we see these things, look up for our salvation during night. Right? They're teaching that there's not going to be what? Any time of Jacob's trouble, there's just going to be World War III and deliverance. That's not true. The scripture talk about the time of Jacob's trouble, right? So this is you burning secret incense to JC, the Most High and Christ. You know, you're not putting any respect, as they say, or respect to the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You're not putting any reverence to the name of your power, right? Every religious organization, they put respect to the power, right? You go in the midst of a Christian church and say, Jesus Christ is the devil. See what will happen. When in the midst of a Muslim gathering and say, Allah is a piece of shit. See what happens. Right? Because they respect that power. They reverence that power. That's who they put their life into, their energy into. So with that same mindset, understand that there is only one name that can be called. Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh.
If you go by the Hebrews, if you go among the heathen, you tell them die, they'll go in shit. You might end up in some problems.
Yeah. Because that's what they put the energy to. Right? That's who they serve. They're idols, they're gods. You understand? So we need to, these men, they're being identified. Everybody's being manifested by the spirit that they exhibit. You know, that's what the scripture means by, is not what goes into a man defiles him, is what comes out. Right? Because what comes out is your understanding. And by your understanding, the scripture says, by their fruits we shall know them. Go ahead, huh?
The book of Matthew chapter 12 and verse 34. O generation of vipers, how can ye be an evil speaker things? For out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaketh. A good man out of the good treasure of the heart bringeth forth good things. And an evil man out of the evil treasure bringeth forth evil things. But I say unto you, that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned.
Yeah, Galatians 6 and 7. Because by your words and by your works, show me that thou hast faith, show me your faith by thy works. I said what? Do the work. Do the work. I will reward you. Most High is unrighteous, so forget to live as a love. Do the work. Just do it. You know? Just do it. Right? You will receive your reward, but in the meantime, understand and prepare your soul for temptation. Right? Because through them temptation, you're going to get understanding. Through them temptation, you're going to receive humility. Right? Humility. You won't tell about generating that humility. Because if you're humble, you'll be a brother's keeper. Knowing that your blessings can come from your brother or it can come from the Lord. Direct. Knowing that the Lord sets you up to be a blessing to Him. Right? Whatever you have, whatever your substance is, the scripture says in I think it's 1 John. Right? If a brother have the word's blessing, sorry, the word's good, and see this brother in need. Right? I'm not going to get it.
Galatians chapter 6 and verse 7. Be not deceived, Yahweh is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. You understand? Right? So you sow to the flesh, corruption, but you sow to the spirit, life everlasting. Right? So we are about sowing to the spirit, and guess what? The spirit is the words of this book. They have nothing else that matter. John 6:63, the words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. You understand? So we sowing life into each other. Right? By exhibiting understanding also. Right? Because if I understand that I'm my brother's keeper, and I exhibit it when it's time that he needs my help, guess what? It's life. More life to him, more life to me. Right? The Hindus have something that is called what? The Hindus and the Buddhists amongst the Asian tribes, they call it karma. Before there was karma, there was the scriptures, the law, statutes, and commandments say, do unto your brothers as you have them do unto you. You understand? So karma is a new thing. The old thing is do unto your brothers as you do unto yourself. You understand? As you will have them do unto you. Right? That's something.
This is the book of Sirach 2 and verse 50. It reads, they that fear Yahweh will not disobey His word, and they that love Him will keep His ways. They that fear Yahweh will seek that which is well pleasing unto Him, and they that love Him shall be filled with the law.
They shall be filled with the law. So ultimately we're gonna be moving within the boundaries of the law automatically because we love Him and we fear Him. And then He will give us the understanding through experience, through time. They're not gonna come down from a multitude of studying. Right? Because they do that multitude of studying to come out here to boast, hey, I know. Guess what? They will know the precepts, but they have no understanding and can't apply. They can't maneuver when it's time to. You know? And guess what? They'll get puffed up. The scripture said too much studying is weariness. Right? They'll get tired too. Right? They'll get frustrated. You think that you know so much and you deserve to have this certain amount of accreditation. Because that's the spirit of the world. That's the vibration of the world. When you study, you achieve, you get accreditation, you get a certificate, you get a diploma, you get all these different things. And you start to smell yourself. You start to feel the shit. You walk into your trophy room, you have your shit done, dust down and polish up. Hey, look at what I achieved over my 33 years of service. Right? That's with the pension now. So that's the mindset you so happy on. Right? So these are the spirits that we rebuke it.
Look at Sirach 3 and 18, it says, the greater thou art, the more humble thyself. Thou shalt find favor before the Lord.
Thou shalt find favor before the Lord. Right? Because any brother must be able to approach the chief. Or come down, there's an order, but you can approach the chief. The primary officer, you can approach him. And he will answer your question. Right? Go ahead.
There's many are in high places of renown, but mysteries are revealed unto the meek.
Mysteries are revealed unto the meek. Right? Hey, think about it. As a child, when you come to a parent, but I know my parents, they're preaching. And people hate rude children. Right? So if you come humble and meekness, excuse me, I don't understand. So if you break this down, boom, you'll get the response you're looking for. So if you come with that proud, I am true, hey, so tell me how you won't get a response. Right? And if you live with that mentality, you ain't grow. Because you can't put new wine into old skin 1 and 2. You can't fill already full cup. You can't add anything else. It will just overflow. It would stay, it will overflow. It's not going to pour into that vessel. You should say I had to empty the cup. I'm sure they come a new vessel. You know? I'll quote the scripture this now. This is 1 John chapter 3 and verse 17. But whoso had the words good and seeth his brother have need and shutting up his bowels of compassion from him, how dwelleth the love of the Most High in him? Right? And put this on, I just want to bring it up. You know, you have a certain gift, blessing, talent, whatever it may be, a resource provided for the brotherhood. You understand? But
the book of Philippians chapter 2 verse 3. Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind, let each esteem other better than himself.
yeah, vainglory, when you look at the word vain, it also means not. If I'm not mistaken, not. And the English we are saying zero. Right? Not. So your glory is coming to naught. At the end of the day, the scripture says, why is earth and ashes so proud? Right? That's all it is. Confusion, you see? East, west, north, and south. Noise, confusion. This is the hub. This is Babylon. This is Babylon. You understand? The kingdom of heaven is never have that. Hustle and bustle and confusion. You know? Hey, kingdom of heaven will have joy, laughter, peace. Yeah. Yeah. Things like wine and music. They say they were created to make the hearts of men glad. You know? But in this kingdom is used to promote wickedness. Homosexuality, lesbianism. Right? Like coffee here. They sing a coffee. She's a lesbian.
I feel so, yeah.
Yeah, because, yeah. No, besides the prayer, she sang a song the other day. Yeah. She looking for a woman. The woman she out there for. Okay. You know, I think that's how she come out of the closet. I think by singing that song. You know, if I'm not mistaken. You know, so you look at, you know, hey, whoever perished be innocent, you understand why? When the apostle said, I preach Sharia, you say here, I think was either Marsh, either I preach like say that but Bibbins used to say that he could see the future perishing. Right? And then I preached Sharia, I said, well, he could not see it. But then years later, I preached Maria told her, apostle to her, yo, I could see it. I could see it. You can see the two-thirds perishing. So, what the fuck we gonna do with Jay-Z and Kanye West in the first round? Them men cook it bad. They profane bad. All man of idol, they push idolatry and wickedness into the highest. Rihanna, she's what the princess of, she's what? Princess of Satan or something like that. You know?
Because she said, R-I. It's just evil, rise evil. Evil doesn't, she said, bad good girl going bad, she's bad.
I think she was on something telling people that you better serve Satan because serving God you don't get it. You don't get anything.
That was the scripture that I read on there, Psalm 73 and 12.
What Moses say, you gotta suffer and affliction with the people and for deal with by Hebrews.
Yeah, Hebrews.
You didn't will learn this with Yahweh Basham now, way better than you.
On that tent.
Yeah, on that tent. Jake had a problem with being in the wilderness with Yahweh Basham now. Why we here? Because living God in Egypt, being in the wilderness. Just with the Lord. Way better than you.
And they had a problem there. They move up.
Yeah. Rather than slavery. The mindset of Jake, they rather than slavery.
And that's what we're seeing on plan right now.
So you don't have to work on the wilderness?
That's what we're saying right now. That was did a video going up on the beach of last Saturday or last Sunday whenever we went. And we did a video because of our Ghana Masal. Right? And what we observe is like they had the red flag tie up on the house, the lamp post, the gate post. That's like them putting the blood of their lamp, the government. That's them going and dipping their hand in that ink red. That's they're shedding their blood. That's their representation, but they're putting their blood out. You understand? Their blood is in the government.
Done.
You understand? Their trust is in the government. You know? Our trust is in the
pilgrimage. We're surprised to see Jakes, like how it was in slavery time, around Kerry to East Australia.
Because they would do anything to eat. That's them. Now I scripture said trust in a friend like that. Your own, your damn neighbor, your brother, your blood brother. Once you know in the truth, the wife. Hey, guess what? Your wife not with you. The scripture says she is my enemy. She's not with you. She's not gonna stand. She's not gonna stand unless the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel shine. You ready with her? She ain't. She gone. Unless she's practicing faithfully with you, fasting, praying, and hoping that the Lord there. Yeah? This is Hebrews chapter 11, right? And verse 23. By faith, Moses, when he was born, was hid 3 months of his parents because they saw he was a proper child. And they were not afraid of the king's commandments. By faith, Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of the Most High than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. See? So that's the type of integrity we have to have. Right? Because fuck it. Sin, survival in this kingdom is not an option, man. Scripture said that they seek to weary the same. Guess what? We being weary. We being worried. That's why we're making our petitions going until Yahweh Shemel shine. That's right. That's why we're begging and giving supplication. That's why we're putting up prayers and curses for this place to come down. That's what we call what? Hastening the day. We hastening the day. We don't want to be here another 10, 5, 15 years. We're talking about 2025, 2030. The scriptures talk about many days and many years we shall be in trouble. But that's why the Lord said, what? These days are going to be short. Right? So whatever period of time we have to be here to go through the affliction for the Lord to break these niggas down, so be it. But the elect, the Lord said, my servants will eat. Right? My servants will eat. I've been young and I've been old and I've never seen the righteous nor his seed begging bread. Right?
By 2024.
Right?
5.
Well, Book of Micah 2 and 10 says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction.
Yeah. Yeah, it will destroy you with a sword destruction. Right? The pollution. Right? Physical pollution, air, water. Hey, I was going through so much, hey, it's so much stuff. Sometimes, you know, I just want to say, oppression making a wise man mad. Much study causes what? Weariness. Right? You're going through so much stuff. When you see, oh, he's so contaminated and polluted everything. There's a wonder that we are alive still. Right? The Lord said we eat poison and live. There's a wonder that we are alive still.
Well, I know bringing out there, but he kicked out the first speech after he win was hard times ahead.
He start off rock bottom.
Yeah.
Hey, all them niggas, all them vote for him, we better suffer some. Yeah?
He said this might be last term.
You understand?
We have to do you might want to see him again.
Yeah. Yeah, what you did, what I said, it was all them. Wasa is next on the chopping block. Wasa is next on the chopping block.
Oh.
You dealing with Wasa, that's like how we did with Petrochin and TSCT. When I was telling you that years ago, I tell you that before the election, I tell you that since last year.
Plan to get rid of them?
Plan to chop get rid of jobs.
Get rid of jobs?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, must have job cut because
Since I small, my father tell me, that coming in.
Yeah.
The one of the privatize Watson.
Yeah.
Long time, that's why he resigned.
Because it was a tool that they themselves used to rob the state.
But there was Wasara's rent trucks from
There was a tool that they themselves
Wasara's fucking rent trucks from Sabgan.
There was a tool that they themselves used to rob the state. So no one is trying to appear as though they're doing something. At the end of the day, it's all good because you know that the Lord said we set up kings.
To buy trucks.
We set up kings and take them down. Right? We're not going to go into the whole politics of them governmental. At the end of the day, you know, these kings that are set up, they're set up to bring this kingdom down. Right? They're set up to bring the kingdom down. Go ahead,
The book of Psalm chapter 10 verse 2, it says, the wicked in his pride do I persecute the poor. Let them be taken into devices that they have imagined. For the wicked boasted of his heart's desire.
Yeah.
And blessed the covetous, whom the Lord abhorreth.
Yes, he boasted of his heart's desire and blessed the covetous. So the brother was going into who they're renting from and saying, yeah, they bless the covetous. They bless the rich. The rich don't pay for shit. But the poor have to pay for everything. And the poor get taxed out and they ask for everything. So it's, hey. But that shows heat. Right? We living in the pressure cooker day in, day out. Right? Now what the scripture says is like, they said, well, we earn wages to put it in bags and holes. Right? So that's what the financial curse. But that's how the system is. But then the scripture says, look upon the perfect man. Right? The scripture says, look upon the perfect man. When you look up the word perfect, the word is complete. Right? He complete. Understand it. Use the synonyms. Get the understanding of the word. The complete man. A simple man is complete. John the Baptist, he was perfect. He was complete out there in the wilderness. In rough camels here. Right? Eating wild locusts and honey. He was complete. He was filled.
Drew up with all his swords.
Drew up with all his swords. He was complete. Because he knew that judgment was of the Most High. And you can't do nothing to fight against the Most High. Hey, you come into certain situations, you know, it might seem like, at first glance, it might seem like, oh, fuck, man. All condemnation, but guess what? Always remember, I said, what I have, I should shy. Learn to be a bunk and to be a base, right? Whatever we get, the God to bring us low is what? Humility. It's humbling, right? You come into the world with nothing, you're going to go out with nothing, right? Nothing that you achieve or accomplish in this life, take it to the grave. You alone went in the casket, even though you know that video you did about 2 or 3 years ago collapsed. It's still a hit over. You were supposed to get one of them trophies from fucking YouTube, one of them plaques. That video with Sharon in the grave, Sharon in the casket, right? You see Sharon, right? Sharon with all we went to the poem. It looked like they'll go and bury him or burn him with all that gold, but I don't think they take it off. You understand? But he was like King Tut in fucking Trinidad. He was like King Tut. You understand? He had or King Midas. He had real gold. He had real possession. When he died, where all them things remain? Right here on earth. All the cars and the mansion. Right here on earth. All the gold chains. Right here on earth. Where the Cessna, where the plane that he had. Right here on earth. Right? All the holy possession. And where he is in the spiritual rest. Understand that? Yeah, can't. That's a good point. Even the spirit is his own. You know? Right? And he can't even come and talk to the Most High and say, hey, why you take my way? He can't even talk because he's not of the nation of Israel. He's like, he in the furthest outerest quarters. He don't even have permission to speak. You understand? Yeah. So let the heat. That's what the scripture said. Why do the heat then rage and the mountain are being thing? You understand?
This is Ecclesiastes 8 and verse 8. There is no man that hath power over the spirit to retain the spirit, neither hath he power in the day of death. And there is no discharge in that war, neither shall wickedness deliver those that are given to it.
Neither shall wickedness deliver those that are given into it. Right? My Batman boy, ching. Everyone did a talking to in his speech tonight, there was a victory speech for he lost. You know what? A youth man walk up to him and say, gunshot for you, boy. Gunshot for you because of his political affiliation. All that price, gunshot not going to save me. All the gun that he have, they're not going to save him in the day. The day of the Lord, they're not going to save him. All them proud nigga women, they're not going to save them. Last week, a brother put up a video, a nigga woman run over her man. It appeared that he was dead. Come out. She run him over, drive over him, come out. The remainder, the bumper that was hanging up, bust it up and hit the man, the bumper on the ground. Hit the man, the bumper on the ground, man, unconscious on the ground. Right? I can't say if he was dead. Everybody there was saying it looking like he's dead. Hit the man, the bumper, spit on the man. Right? Right? Your wickedness of our Savior in that day. That's wickedness. Hey, somebody give me Revelation chapter 12, 22 and verse 12. Revelation 22 verse 12. You understand? The Most High have everybody card in the back to draw. The Lord knows each and every one of our names and numbers. He can call me number here and me head. He knows who is the righteous and who is the wicked. Right? Go ahead and then we can line up up. Surah 15 and 22.
In Revelation chapter 22 verse 12. And behold, I come quickly. My reward is with me. To give every man according to his work shall be.
Yeah, he saws a wicked ass man. He's the son of the wicked. Right? 2/3 of our people in the spirit of Esau. The same migration. Right? All that politicking and campaigning. Right? And fretting. Guess what? Hell. After joy comes what? Sorrow. Right? They're gonna be there. That's how this kingdom gonna come down. When they shall say peace and safety, what? Sudden destruction. What up? Surah, second address, chapter 15 verse 22.
The book of Sirach chapter 15.
No, second address.
Second Ezra chapter 15 verse 22. It says, my right hand shall not spare the sinners.
Who's the right hand? The right hand of the Most High is Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai. He sits on the right hand side of the Father. Go ahead. He shall not spare sinners. Right? Hey, Esau is a sinner. The transgression, the laws of the Lord. Right? The Lord, they removed the bonds, they removed the landmarks, they stole a man. Right? They held them captive past the years, all that. They're going to be judged for that. He shall not spare sinners. 2/3 of our people going after the vibration of Esau, they are murderers. Right? They have black on black crime. They have black on black crime. You have the Mexican gang, Latino gang, the MS-16 or 18, whatever they call them. Right? They're banging on one another. You have gang banging. Right? Gang banging, this gang against that gang. Right now we have truce in Trinidad, right? Because the gangs, last thing we heard is that they're united. Right? One of the things that is put out in the voice note or voicemail, whatever it was, is that what? That it was going to try to vote out the government. Right? You see plenty of them gangsters was on the UNC bandwagon. But at the end of the day, the Lord set up the king that he wanted to bring this place down. Right? He wanted to come down by the hands of Jake. Because Jake see, you know, Jake see Jake. Jake can see the puppeteers behind the Prime Minister. They're not seeing the puppeteers behind the Prime Minister. Them is the ones who hate Jake. Right? Them is the ones, if you all remember the program with deceased Anthony Bourdain, when he met the Sabdas and them up in Bayshore Tower. He asked them, he said, yeah, remember his words? He said, you know, what describe it to us? He said, he said, look at us. Look how we live it. He said, what does it remind you of? This reminds us of Anthony Bourdain said, remind you of what Beirut. What did the Lord did to Beirut last week? He had Beirut bombing him with us. You understand? I'm missing. Right? Because he's not taking that footage down. Right? I have some of the brothers was fortunate to see that footage. It's a missile that destroyed that seafront, that port. It's a missile. Right? He's not taking out over the international as they come up. It's a missile. Now guess what? The whole government of Beirut leave. I mean, Lebanon leave. The whole government just walk out. What is that? You think it's just so? You think that was just a fireworks explosion? No. You know?
So quick. Even theater.
Yeah, it's an extra view, a different type of view. Yeah. Come down here, they put the arrow showing it. It's a missile.
But from the explosion, from the the explosion, the reaction after the mushroom cloud. You see that missile?
Sure, yeah. They call it a tactical missile.
No normal explosion could form that mushroom cloud just so.
Yeah, not fireworks.
Like when something come down and explode and open out and
Yeah. Yeah. You understand? Both are in plane. Both are in plane.
but they had fire before the missile come down. See, like some plan.
Yeah. Look at how much views it had. They had all different angles. They had sea. They had a promote at sea, and they had a fucking overhead view. How the fuck they get overhead view? Yeah, they had an overhead view. Like how the scripture say, the like how they see it from the sea of glass, from above the firmament, from the chariots. They had an overhead view. But the missile hit it. That was planned. That was coordinated. That was orchestrated. You understand? Yeah. So you had a precept? Anybody had a precept? Yeah. So hey, guess what? Whatever government or rulership that and help, the Lord said he do that. There's our 1 Samuel chapter 2. The Lord set up kings. He set up dominions. He set up thrones. He set up thrones. You understand? And the Lord ultimately is going to take the beggar. Who's the beggars? The elect. We are the beggars at the Most High. The nation of Israel, we are the beggars. We are the poor. That's sitting up on that dunghill, that shitty place, that low place. Right? When you're low, what do you think you say? Boy, I need doghouse, boy. You take me for half my shit, for all my shit. All I have is the clothes on my back, and a suitcase, and my car. That's what I live in. Right? I need doghouse, boy. I get bankrupt. Right? We are not dunghill. But we are the saints of Yahweh Hashem outside. The scripture says when he met the city, in the midst of Jerusalem, Ezekiel 9:4, and put a mark upon the men that sigh and cry, all the abominations have been done thereof. Right? When you look up that mark, guess what? Kawa. Right? That's a sign of exemption. That's also a seal. Right? That's also a seal. Right? Give me somebody, give me John 3:33. That's a seal. That is a mark to be exempted from judgment. Because what all what we're going through here now, just trying and just refining. Right? It's ain't done till Yahweh Shai come. And when Yahweh Shai come and he delivers his elect, they're going to be delivered from the death that the rest of the world is going to face because they refuse to hearken up to the words of Yahweh Shai. They refuse to be humbled by the word of Yahweh Shai, by the will and might. Because these words have power. It's the only power that we have in these words. Right? The fact that these words go to come to pass. They can do whatever they have to do to our bodies. At the end of the day, we're just messengers. Right? But the message is going to be delivered. They're going to be delivered. John 3.
In John chapter 3 and verse 33, he that had received his testimony had
He that received his testimony. What testimony? The testimony of Yahweh Shai. Who is his son? Like it's Paul. Going through his head. You see me, them worshiping unknown God. Right? And he declared who is the unknown God unto that? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. That's the unknown God. Right? He's not the Most High and Christ. Bless. Time for that shit done. Right? The Lord bring his spirit on the earth. Understand that his spirit, his vibration. If I'm here, right? I'm living and I get up every morning and I sweeping. I sweep in my yard, I sweep it down the drain, and I wash it down every morning. Right? Every morning of my life, I'm doing that. And you as my neighbor observing me doing that, right? That's me putting my spirit into cleaning my yard. But a week passed and you seeing leaves, dust, dirt, and refuse, garbage in my driveway and my yard and in the drain in front of my yard. You see something wrong. Where Barack? Something happened to him. Because all years of my life, you accustomed to seeing me put my spirit into that. You understand, man? But when I don't put my spirit in it, something wrong. It's abnormal. And I said, all the years of our life, post us falling away from Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, right? We have not been serving Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. We have been serving Jesus, Christ, Allah, Krishna, Buddha, all these other idols. right? The gun, money, women, all these different things. All these are idols that set up in front of us, right? Because this is what we worship with our eyes. And the lust, the scripture what is in the word, is the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, right? These are the things that we go off after, right? That way, scripture says, let your eye be single, focus on your Hashem Yahushai, right? It's a fight. And I'm speaking as a hypocrite, as a fight. I myself, all the brothers, we are a fight to sin our spirit.
That's right.
We are a fight to sin our spirit. It's not easy work.
Because they had to beat your body into subjection.
Yeah, mortify thy members. Mortify any word with what? Death. Mortgage. Right? Death. Pay to the fucking dead.
If the Lord love you enough, if you don't want to beat your body, the Most High will beat you into subjection.
At the end of the day, if you have a thorn in your flesh, I'm going about that scripture out earlier on. If you have a thorn in your flesh, right? You can have a wicked woman is giving on to a wicked man. Sometimes you're going through some shit because you yourself fucking wicked, right? But because now you're coming to the acknowledgement of your Hashem Yahushai, right? You're coming to the acknowledgement of your Hashem Yahushai, right? And you're trying to repent, you're trying to live that correct, perfect life, right? Now the words of your Hashem Yahushai, right? They're going to come into judgment. That's why the scripture says a man's enemy is going to be of his own household. But understand, because the words now come into judgment, right? You're trying to keep righteousness where you're supposed. They want to keep wickedness. They want to keep wickedness, so now that becomes your enemy. You are sleeping with your enemy. It's literal, it's practical, man. That's why the scripture says, with much knowledge comes grief. With much knowledge comes much grief.
He that increases.
Christian knowledge comes increasing in grief. Something like that. If you can bring it down.
Christian in sorrow. 1 and 12, I think.
Yeah, because the thing now becomes a direct war, an exhibition of faith. Right? So if it is that you are faithful in this respect and you want to live in this respect, opposition that is there, the Lord is going to remove that opposition for you to serve Him. Right? And then when the opposition is moved, there's our next battle. You understand? So hey, just walk your walk in faith. Go ahead.
The book of Ecclesiastes chapter 1, and I'll start at verse 17. It says, and I gave my heart to know wisdom and to know madness and folly. I perceive that this also is vexation of spirit. Verse 18, for in much wisdom is much grief.
In much wisdom is much grief.
And he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow.
Yeah, the Lord said, what my son, prove thyself in thy life and see what is not good for it and hold fast it. So you know you're going through it, you're going to go through, you're going to come through situations where a brother now who might have passed through the same situation, can watch it from the beginning and say, oh, you see, failure with that fight. Right? But you being stubborn might not take that advice because you have to walk through it to learn it. You might have to walk through it to understand that, hey, you see the brothers that walk before you, they have much experience. And experience is a teacher too. Right? You have right here in Trinidad, you have Dr. Slinger Francisco. That's the mighty sparrow, right? He was a singer. But he was a singer and he had a perfect understanding of geopolitical and current events in the country, and he was able to portray it in the art of song, right? Because of that perfect conceptualization of those matters, they gave him over the years, they gave him an honorary doctorate from the University of the West Indies. So he didn't go and he didn't study, but he had a perfect understanding, right? When I used to train in trade school, right, they had people who had doctorates, right? But they didn't go through, you know, they didn't go through the whole scheme of things. They would have been working through the company for some period of time and had a perfect, well-rounded understanding of the whole situation. And guess what? They was given honorary doctorates. And that's what it's about. We are the true doctors of divinity. right? If there's any such thing. Because the Spirit itself manifests through us. Because the Lord has given us the understanding of these words. But He's also given the elect faith. You understand? What?
But you see, scripture in Ecclesiastes say, he that increaseth in knowledge increaseth in sorrow. When here what Jeremiah say here, Jeremiah chapter 20, I'll start from verse 14. And it says, Cursed be the day wherein I was born. Let not the day wherein my mother bare me be blessed. Cursed be the man whom brought tidings to my father, saying, A man child is born unto thee, making him very glad. Verse 16. Let that man be as the cities which the Lord overthrew, so the man go Mahara, and repented not.
We live in this place. We desire to be. We desire. That's why Paul said what? He said what? The things that I do not that I do. The things that I want not, that is what I do. You understand? When it died, you had rest. When Saul went to the witch of Endor and she called him up, she said, hey, Saul said, hey, who disturbed me from my rest?
That's
you
right.
Understand? Sammy, I said, who disturbed me from my rest? So what? Want to give it this?
Yeah, I have a little piece again, right? Reading on, right? Let that man be as the cities which the Lord Yahweh Shemeshai overthrew and repented not. And let him hear the cry in the morning and the soothing at noonday. Verse 17. Because he slew me not from the womb, or that my mother might have been my grave, and her womb to be always great with me. This is the last punchline here. Wherefore came I forth out of the womb to see labor and sorrow, and my days should be consumed with shame.
This is a shame. Literally us being here in this land, so-called Trinidad and Tobago, it's a shame. Yeah? That's good. It's a shame. Because this is we were scattered abroad. We were scattered abroad. We're not in Israel. We're not in our land. The people in our land is they call them a bastard. A bastard shall dwell in what? Asgard. Ashdod. You know, like
God.
It was referred to the scripture.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and the gift destroy the heart.
Yeah, the gift destroy the heart. Heart goes back to the mind. Yeah, man. What's that? What that boy? Yeah. Huh? What?
Scripture. The balance at one time. Oppression make a wise man mad, then I give destroy that. You understand? We being men of this knowledge, men of this truth. We vex with this place continually.
So like any one to be like any teachers right there. Yeah, we really wise men are mad. We angry. My son has said, Daddy, why you always mad? My mother has always be like, yeah, that way your son is always trying to tell you always mad. But they don't understand. I always say to me myself, oppression making a wise man mad. You know? Oppression making, but a gift destroy the heart. What's the gift? What's the gift? Stimulus check.
Before the fire, you take it out from mouth.
Stimulus check. You understand? All these different goodies is so offering you. Guess what? All these things that we're seeing monetarily, I know I'm not going to speak too extravagant on it, right? But ancient secrets that we once had, that was ours because Esau was a thief. That's how Esau have been maintaining themselves in this society. I remember years ago the apostle said, where does old ass bitch come from? Some old soap opera actor, I think it was, they died, right? And they said there was worth so much millions, but that soap opera, whatever show they was on, they came up there years, over 2 decades or a decade. Where they had so much money from? Because Esau used our methods of sustainability, right, amongst themselves. While in the meanwhile, they keep track and clamp down on us as a people for being able to use our own tools, our own brotherhood. dollars every time to sustain ourselves.
More of us do that too, because when you realize the Chinese association over here, the time and more by come and build themselves, they send for somebody in China, they send for one of the family.
Yeah, they set up.
According to the drum, we got 15, you know, basically after you done what they will do, right, they will send for one of the family, let them work for them for a while until they accumulate enough money, and then they open an next grocery over. And that's part of we law. If one of someone from our whole flock work for us, after a period of 7 years, they are released, you send them out with a portion of your goods. You understand? So they themselves would build. So Israel would not have nobody more. You understand? That's why the scripture was saying in Jeremiah 2:33, why children thy ways to seek love, no has even taught thy ways.
So yeah, guess what? In my personal belief, that this information that's spreading like wildflower, those who really know they know, and that's gonna follow what it says, right? But it's spreading everywhere now, right? It's because this dollar done, this kingdom done, this dollar done. So they can have fun with it now, Jake. That's basically what they're saying. This is my opinion. But this place done, it's true, you can see it, right? So wisdom make it a wise man mad, you oppress. Scripture says in Job 35:9, by reason of the oppression, the oppressed cry out. Right? 35:9 from
I just say this place finished. You know, the opposition, I was listening that the government say basically the thief $1 billion in the old money and they can't spend it.
But they haven't still enough.
They haven't still enough. It didn't worth shit. You understand? $1 billion.
1 point something $1 billion.
I went around hit them 90 last half of the year last year.
Yeah.
What? They got changed all that money in a short space of time.
But one to them, they're greedy too.
Huh?
Greedy to the crafters.
They don't have nothing. They want everything.
That's the reason why.
They want nothing.
Hey, we can go through it. You understand? But I know what we're here for. But in the part of the most I say with our conveyance skills. Babylon, remember here's a mini province of Babylon. But the money that comes from the airport heights. But remember at the airport heights, they stole money that was going to the Tobago. Gone. But remember when the money that comes from the highway robbery. But remember that?
What the highway robbery?
Where the security guy get killed. But they come with the 4 trucks. And they ram out. Right? Where that money? So it was all a strategic move to change the dollar bill. Right? Because when that money surfaced, they don't have to chase back. Because they have all the numbers, that money is banknotes, they have records. They have records and the serial numbers of all them dollars, all them notes. Right? So anytime that money surfaces, you know who took the money. You understand? So there are plenty said that wasn't said. But those who have eyes to see on the eyes, you know, to spread. But we don't care, let them run the money down because that's what they are. Man shall not live by bread alone, but every word that proceeds out of the mouth of Yahweh Shemi Shai. What Yahweh Shemi Shai say what? Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all things will be made unto thee. Right? But what we want? We want the treasures that are in heaven. We don't want the treasures that are in earth. Right?
I say, but wait now. Money ain't shit. We actually, this currency that is so set up ain't shit. Because them could burn all our paper dollars and make something else more tangible. Because we actually, what a man really needs to sustain, he can't life on it. I watched it because Longo was battering. I watched all the stuff on the shelf. I said, boy, if I own all of this, I don't need money.
Hey, so like here, Longo, if one person had in the neighborhood, that one person was feeding all the children. That one person was feeding everybody in the neighborhood. And that's why the brotherhood is important. Anytime you separate yourself from the brotherhood, you separate yourself from the principle thinking of the times that we're going into. Because the principle thinking and you're supposed to have any times that you're having that we're about to approach is being a brother keeper. Right? So you see hospitality. Hospitality is something that you cannot neglect. None of the things in the scriptures you can't neglect. You know? Even if it's the offer, your brother come and offer him a glass of water. But that's what they have, do it. Because that's what the Lord gave you to offer. So try to keep certain things as principles. These little things, once you stand by them in faith in your Bashim Yahushai, they're going to be here for your reward. You don't say, hey, do good, right? But when you do it, if the person who is doing good can't repair, the Lord himself will repair. You know, sometimes I remember, I always had that testimony. I remember, I can't remember if I was in the truth. I think I was in the truth. I remember saying no in the job. Between two big ass tanks of shit. I ain't saying no in this puppet. What you gonna do for money, boy? What you gonna do for money, boy? And the spreader said to me, you put that some months ago, you buy a car and put it in the garage. I buy a car, boy. I'm getting a car for small money. Small money. You say I give just on average, I say I bought the car for $8,000 and I sell it back for $32,000. That was the kind of profit the Lord gave me. You know, but the Lord, I end up going down. Saying no, and the Lord gave me, to be quite honest, I don't think I turned to the Lord. I didn't turn to the Lord. I was just like, what could I do for the money? But the Lord still, he still had me. So what I have, I should. There had enough time that I say, no, I don't have gas, I don't have money. And the groceries in the cupboard going down. And I said, oh, because I saw a customer, you know, like, yeah, customer being bound on a base, you know, being low. And then boom, out, you know, I say a prayer, and then boom, two, three jobs just come in, And guess what? It's not, I had the ability to overcharge. But I always keep it real, I keep it normal, I keep it humble. Right? Because I had to, you know, yeah, that's what the Lord gave me for. You know, but have niggas who want to try to bust your head. You'll eat plenty today and starve tomorrow.
This is Luke 14 and 12. It says, then said he also to him that bade him, when thou makest a dinner or a supper, call not thy friends nor thy brethren, neither thy kinsmen nor thy rich neighbors, lest they also bid thee again, and a recompense be made thee. But when thou makest a feast, call the poor, the maimed, the lame, the blind, and thou shalt be blessed, for they cannot recompense thee.
Right, so these are the men that come in here on the highways and byways. This is spiritual talk. Right? These are the men that coming out here on the highways and byways. Right? These are the poor, these are the maimed. These are the ones that are hungry. These are the ones that are thirsty. And the Lord say what? Come here and buy. Buy without money. You know? Buy without money. Eat. You know? This is the free supper that the Lord has prepared. Right? That's right. It's Isaiah 55 and 1. It says, oh, everyone that thirsteth, come to the water and
Isaiah 55 verse 1. It says, oh, everyone that thirsteth, come into the water, and he that had no money, come eat, buy and eat.
Come eat, buy and eat. Right? So that's everyone that's poor and everybody that name, everyone that's hungry, come buy and eat. But you're not buying with dollars and cents, not gold or Bitcoin. You're buying with your time. So they say redeeming the time because it's a short. You're buying it with your time. This is what you're paying. This is literally paying attention. You understand? Studying. Right?
Just come buy wine and milk without money and without price. Wherefore do you spend money for that which is not bread?
Yes, so you go to these churches and they give them what they're offering, the tithes, your alms, and it's not bread, it's not substance, it's not sustenance, it's not nurturing, right? Jesus loved the children, red and yellow, black and white, they are all precious in His sight. No. The Lord said Israel is above, and Jerusalem is above and it's free, and it's the mother of us all, right? Jerusalem was a people before it was a place. And that was the nation of Israel, the 12 tribes. You understand? Salvation is only for Israel. Repentance is only for Israel. Right? These Edomite looking, Moabite looking, Ammonite looking, Filipino looking, people are worshipping. Guess what? They can just be Jacob. They could just be Jacob in the wrong shell. You understand? And that is spiritual understanding about this. We're not speaking about our parents for salvation. We're speaking about seed, spirit, the spirit of Israel. Right? Come and get that proper understanding. Come and get that milk. Come and get that nutrient. Right? Buy this without money. Buy this without price. Freely you receive, freely you give. Well,
because they know by the seed, by the fruit, what kind of tree it is.
Yeah, the avocado fall long, right, rotten, and then what seed spring up. The avocado tree. You understand?
They go out in the same tree.
Right?
Romans 4, Romans 11 and 23. It says, "Oh, the depths of the riches, both of the wisdom and knowledge of the Most High. How unsearchable are his judgments and his ways past my knowledge."
Yeah, it's unsearchable. But the spirit of everything is not to 27. You understand? That's why it's so hard for them to conceptualize. Woke up alone fighting hard, hands down against the doctrine. But plain to see. As you fight, and the more chopped up allegations, and the more you try to pin reprobates upon Israel, right? To say that we all wicked and trying to pin each and every reprobate that wasn't affiliated with some form of one West school. You know, they're trying to pin them on us. Guess what the prophecy still being on hold. And the kingdom's still going down. And Rome and Christianity and all that bullshit is being made manifest as a lie. You know?
Back in Isaiah 55 and 2, it says, "Wherefore do you spend money for that which is not bread, and your labor for that which satisfies none? Hearken diligently unto me,
Hear diligently, steadfastly, fervently, until Yahweh Hashem Yahushai,
and eat ye that which is good, and let your soul delight itself in fatness."
fatness. So we fought with what we are about to inherit. In Proverbs 9 and 5, "Come eat of my bread and drink of my wine, which I have mingled. Forsake the foolish and live, and go in the way of understanding." See? What up?
The book of Isaiah.
That goes Isaiah 56. I remember that way.
Isaiah chapter 41 verse 17, it says, "When the poor and needy seek water, and there is none, and their tongue faileth for thirst, I, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, will hear them. I, the power of Israel, will not forsake them. I will open rivers in high places, and fountains in the midst of the valleys. I will make the wilderness a pool of water, and the dry land springs of water. I will plant in the wilderness the cedar and the shittah tree, and the myrtle and the oil tree. I will set in the desert the fir tree and the pine and the box tree together, and they may see and know and consider and understand together that the hand of the Lord hath done this, and the Holy One of Israel hath created it."
Mosai, give us this truth. Alright? Give us this truth which we did Isaiah 55. From me that taste test. Is that you read Isaiah 41:17. Say open our rivers in dry places. In scripture say in Isaiah 32. You get a read about Isaiah 32. I believe it's verse 2. It's a bit that.
It's Deuteronomy 32 and 1. "Give ear, O ye heaven, and I will speak, and hear, O earth, the words of my mouth. My doctrine shall drop as the rain, my speech shall distill as the dew, as a small rain upon the tender herb, and as the showers upon the grass. Because I will publish the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, ascribe ye greatness unto our power."
Mosai's words came out like how the rain. Say what? My words, like just as the rain falls from the heavens and waters the earth, and until it not God, so shall his word. You know, the Mosai's word came alright, and created this beautiful thing that we have today. Alright, created this truth. Alright, this ministry. This great solid rock, this church, you know, that is chanting down Babylon today. Most High's words did that. And it will also bring out what a saturation to our spirit. Whereas you're out in the world dry, lost, you know, have a lot of questions piled up. This truth came and brought us satisfaction. We are the well right now and we're drinking. As David said, the psalmist, my cup is running over. You know, our cups right now is running over because the Most High saw that we hunger and thirst. Which scripture say that? They that hunger and thirst after righteousness, they shall be filled. When the poor and thirsty need water, He will give it to them.
That's right.
Alright? And thank be to Yahweh for that.
Yeah.
As the brother brought out. You know, it's a law, a command of the Most High, and it's something thankworthy of. And we give thanks. We give thanks for a meal, after a meal. The Most High bless us with His word. Scripture saying Jeremiah 14, 15 or 15, 16. Thy words were found and I did eat them. The Most High fed us with His word. He said what? I will come in and I will sup with you. So all we have to do is give thanks. Don't be like the other 9. Alright, only one came back to give thanks.
This is Hosea 6 and 3. Then shall we know, if we follow on to know the Lord, His going forth is prepared as the morning, and He shall come unto us as the rain, as the latter and former rain unto the earth. Because this wisdom that we have is going to make us peculiar in these times that we are living in. Wisdom and knowledge, Isaiah 33:6, will be the stability of your times. While everyone else are skelter looking for where to go, what to run to, what to do, what's the next move, the men and the Lord, it's like we have a cheat code. Guys are going to be in that time. Like we have a cheat code and we're going through this game. Alright, because we had our faith.
That's right.
Alright, our faith and our wisdom, and it's wisdom that makes us have our faith. It's a wise thing to have faith.
Yeah.
Alright?
Isaiah chapter 32 and verse 1. Behold, a king shall reign in righteousness, and princes shall rule in judgment.
Guys, when the curtain go down or come up, anyway you want to put it, alright, a king going to rule in righteousness, and princes going to rule in judgment. After this bullshit that taking place here on earth, true rulers going to rule.
That's right.
Alright, true rulers. Scripture said the earth in Sirach chapter 10 is given in the hands of the Lord. Alright, and soon He will set up one over that is profitable. Alright, and that is His son Yahweh, then King David and the rest of the elect. Alright, go ahead.
And a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind.
And not just any ordinary man. Alright, a man of the Lord, a true man. Alright, because you men outside of this truth, many of you all, you're not really men. Alright? You're effeminate. You're bugged out in your mind. Alright? The gay woman dominance over here, you believe in the so-called white man system. So you're not really men. A true man is a man that humbled himself to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Knows that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is the head. Alright, go ahead.
And they covered from the tempest as rivers of waters in a dry place.
As what?
As rivers of waters in a dry place.
As rivers of waters in a dry place. That's how the men are going to be in that time. And that's how we are right now. We are rivers of waters in this dry place. Alright, so when it is the elect comes up, they can be fed. The thirst is quenched because they went out there was roaming the deserts. Out there in this world is desert, dry, no knowledge. What they're finding is fornications, adulteries, filthy acts. That's what they're going to find out there. Filth, no nourishment. So what, they go boat rides every Sunday and then they go back home and they face the mirror and it's like, oh shit, back here again. You know, still the same me. Another shit.
Still are the void inside of them. The void are getting full of toll. They're just going on and on and on.
This is the book of Psalms 1 and verse 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. Yeah. And guess what? I was taken in a tree by the brother Dawa sometime, right? Where he landed, and it has certain trees that are closer to the river. Bring those trees mighty and powerful, and the trees green, again good sunlight and water keep on nourishing.
Sustenance. Yeah,
that. You understand? And I saw the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushai when I'm beyond the neck. Because why? Yahushai is that true bread. Yahushai is the vine that feeds the flock. That's why he say, abide in me. You understand that you may bring forth fruit. You understand? Our next one here.
If I may add to what you say now, when you check in dry season too, right? When you check in dry season, the trees that are planted by the river water, right? When everything else leaves wither in a way, them be stand up you know? It's like we're saying here, because we know, and we spirit, when we was outside in the world, it was starving, we leaves was drying up. And when we come to the fountain, the same well that Yahushai made the woman by and Yahushai tell she, when he asked the woman for water, she said, she asked Yahushai for water, and Yahushai said, if you know who it is that speaketh unto you, you would ask me for water. Right? You would ask me, and I would give you water from yeah, bring it out, Silak. I want a bunch of scripture. Our precious Silak, yeah?
Right, go ahead.
Yeah, Silak. Yeah.
The book of John, chapter 4. And I'll start at verse 8. It says, for his disciples were gone away unto the city to buy meat. Then said the woman of Samaria unto him, how is it that thou being a Jew askest drink of me, which am a woman of Samaria? For the Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans. Yahushua answered and said unto her, if thou knewest the gift of Yahweh, and who it is that saith to thee, give me to drink, thou wouldest have asked of him, and he would have given thee living water. The woman said unto him, sir, thou hast nothing to draw with, and the well is deep. From whence then hast thou that living water? Art thou greater than our father Jacob, which gave us the well, and drank thereof himself, and his children, and his cattle? Yahushua answered and said unto her, whosoever drinketh of this water shall thirst again. But whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst. But the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life.
That is where we was. Because when we was out in the world, we spirit was thirsty. But now, when we find out when the Spirit was joining us, it's the Spirit in us. When we was outside there, it was drawing. The Spirit was this. So let's bring all this.
Bring first says just for all men seek it after each other.
Yeah. These Romans 8 and 19, for the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestation of the sons of Yahweh. That is it. That when your spirit, the men and them, you hear any voice of the shepherd calling, and you get a drink, and that water that Yahweh give, that springeth unto life everlasting. When you get a drink of that water, hey, what tribulation you could go through. It's going on just to the flesh, because you know what? That's how, because the bigger brother was bringing out that earlier on. Moses, that's how Moses was able to go through the affliction in the desert, knowing he was living nice, and now we have to turn away from that to face this pressure here. God, because that wisdom, that everlasting water, Yahushua is that wisdom coming from the Father.
So like, I don't know if Kala remember this or the last scripture I talk about that the tree when that even at the smell of water they will lean to grow. I remember that precept. Yeah. But that's us. But there's the water here. If you perceive it and unless you coming at you, you have to teach up the times.
Yeah, all men seek it after the truth. They seek it on the you're saying what? When we was in the earth, you're still speaking why? We didn't have that scripture said that you didn't have the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. But the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushai came unto us through what the elders and the apostles and great millstone. Scripture said that I shall see thy teachers. And we got the words because why the word was in them. And it is still down to us.
That's right.
You understand? Right.
The book of 1 Ezra chapter 4. And I'll start at verse 35. Is he not great that maketh these things? Therefore great is the truth and stronger than all things. All the earth calleth upon the truth.
You know what the truth is? The truth come like a great iron bar. You understand? That stands strong, like titanium steel. Right? And everything else in this world is like rusting iron. If you hit it against that the truth, it's going on to what? It's going on break. Because why? Everything else in this world is nothing but rudiments. And you know something? It's coming here, this line here, the doctrine the brother speaking about. I was meditating on the same thing, oppression, and other things, but how people love oppression. Because why? We ain't oppression in this place. Imagine you have to get up early every freaking morning just to go and make a little dust to do or buy a pack of cigarette or some wine. You understand? Pay bills. Go tomorrow again to labor to make other people wealth. Yeah. You understand? When they could just sit down, you should want that kind of living to wake up next. In this world especially, not even going on and work is tormenting. Ignorance, when you hear people talking, especially truth revealed to, that come like some ignorance is at every word. You can't just saying.
Scripture. So again, your pocket voice say, lead and iron are easier to bear than a fool.
God. You understand? But
it says, verse 36, all the earth calleth upon the truth, and the heaven blessed it. All worlds shake and tremble at it.
The truth is the instructions, the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Just now, hey, all the nation went and be quiet and at rest when Esau don't take them down. All the earth, the scripture said that, hey, what Esau not going to be joined to them in burial. You understand? All the earth going to be at peace when Yahushai Hamashiach sit down on that tree.
That's right.
You understand?
I have the precept of something about.
Oh, go ahead.
There's Job 14 and starting at 6. Turn from him that he may rest till he shall accomplish as an highland his day. Right? But they were saying, in Job counsel, verse 7. For there is hope of a tree if it be cut down. And remember, we had that tree that cut down. We brought low. Right? And,
Low tree.
God. And that the tender branch thereof will not cease, though the root thereof wax old in the earth, and the stock thereof die in the ground, yet through the scent of water it will bud. This is the water. That's how we come alive. Job 14, I started at 6, but the point is in 9. Yet through the scent of water it will bud and bring forth boughs like a plant.
That scent. Yeah. That scent of water. The brother Amman was in the truth. And I was just hearing it over here in it at work. And that was the scent. Unto me, I just hearing it and smell it. How this thing smelling so bad? It's something about this thing.
Yeah.
And don't you know it? Before you know it, it's because I right by the water looking to take a sip here, so. And when I taste it, I say, hey boy, is it?
This makes sense, but
Exactly.
it makes sense. At the end, the scripture says, at the end of Mark the perfect man, at the end of him is peace. And fuck, you could have never, hey, which Christian feel he not going to go to hell by? Which Christian feel? At the end of Christian doctrine is hell, you know? It's hell, you know? Because you have to keep them laws. You have to keep them laws. And trust me, I remember working, I remember going to trade school, right? And my partner is Adventist, right? He's simply Adventist. And he's a big man. And he can wait to go to camp. I was like, boy, you're a big man, but we tell me about vacation Bible school, boy. You see, most sectioners get in that time. Because they're breaking the boys down and going across the girl down and sectioning night. You understand? So you see, at the end of it, it's fucking hell. in Christian doctrine is fire.
And you're so correct.
Yeah.
In the Christian doctrine, if you poor, you wait there, you have to pay tithes, 10 cents.
I understand what you're saying.
A rich man
Yeah.
in Christianity is the one who
Who is going on run away?
You understand? But a poor man, because whether the still inside of the Christian church, if you're poor, if you're not making it out here, God not doing it.
Exactly. Because they equate success with spirituality, and the Lord say, hey, the Lord says not so. The scripture says when they went to see John the Baptist, when they went to see a man dressed in a garment or a reed shaking in the wind. Right? And he was a reed shaking in the wind. He said they'd not be in them gay garment or gay clothing. Is what? They're in king's houses. Roughly paraphrasing, real roughly, you know. They be in king's houses, but we not in king's houses. Right? We serving punishment.
But the Lord said to this man, I look, man, that is a poor country. Because why? That poor man going and call out. That poor man going and see what he in need of it. And he needs a savior to save him. You understand? So he's going and call out. Abba Father, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahshua, please Lord help me. When they're done, somebody can get Psalms 116 from the Baba Pasha. But don't forget to give me so bring all them two and then two all the whole. Alright? Psalms 116 starts at verse 1. You understand?
Alright. Psalms 116 at 1.
It could be long. So you had some of them long before.
Oh, just John.
John.
Is John chapter 6 verse 23, it says? 26, alright. John chapter 3 verse 26, and it says, Yahushua answered them and said, Verily, verily, I say unto you, ye seek me, not because you saw the miracles, but because you did eat of the loaves and were filled. Reading on in verse 27, labor not for the meat which perisheth, but for the meat which endureth unto everlasting life.
Yes, so the things that good, right, is what people say when I sustain them, having a good car, having a best skill for money, always eating whatever the case says. No, don't seek the meat that perisheth, but seek the meat, you know, that leads unto everlasting life, which is what? The words of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, because what? The words of Yahweh Shem Yahshua is wisdom. And the most I love it, him that loveth wisdom. You understand? This is the book of Sirach, chapter 10. Sirach 4. And I'll start at verse 11. Wisdom exalteth her children, and lays hold of them that seek her. He that loveth her loveth life, and they that seek to her early shall be filled with joy. And that is the youth. Because what the Most High hide these things from the wise and prudent, and reveal them unto babes and suckling. Right? Because what we was the ones through the Spirit and power of the Heavenly Father that went out searching for the truth, to search the ancients of our fathers, the old men, the grey-bearded men. You understand? Who always they study cards, they never search the ancient days of the fathers. They study politics and calypso and next Sokamona tent, right? And this thing a World War. All these things, hey, somebody is not beneficial to know too, but seek the ancient. Alright? It says
The wisdom of wickedness is not knowledge.
It's not knowledge. He that loveth her loveth life, and they that seek her early shall be filled with joy. He that holdeth her fast shall inherit glory, and wheresoever she entereth, the Lord will bless. And we see the Lord blessing us. You know the thing about it. To Christianity, right? The only time the Lord working for them is when things going good. But we see in the economy crashing, and we know the Lord working now. The scripture said in Amos 3:6, shall there be evil in a city and the Lord had not done it? So right now, we see in the crash of the economy.
And had not revealed his secrets unto his servants, the prophets, that's a nice part of it too. You can't forget that. Because they have men here telling you there are evil coming. right? They're giving you, and so when the evil comes, they can't say the Lord never give you a chance to repent. Well, but when they reject this Lord, say, well, they reject knowledge.
You understand? That is why we people perish in lack of knowledge, because the same coronavirus is not what common cold. But you see, Esau is a cunning hunter. You understand? It says, they that serve her shall minister to the Holy One, and them that love her, the Lord doth love. And that is what we seeking, the love of the Heavenly Father, the love of our husband. You understand? We are seeking these other nations love, because what the scripture said that these nations hate us. Right? They're going to steal away from us. So who we have to seek? Give me Hosea chapter 5. Alright? 5, see what 5 and it says I shall return to my husband. Start at 7. Hosea 2 and 7. Sorry.
It's the book of Hosea chapter 2 verse 7. And it says,
and read on to verse 9.
God. Hosea chapter 2 verse 7. And she shall follow after her lovers, but she shall not overtake them.
Yeah, so back in the ancient days, we followed after the Assyrians. We went to Egypt, went to Syria for help. You understand? So we followed after them and their gods. According to Ezekiel 16, Ezekiel 23. Alright? We followed after these nations. You understand? And we did wickedly. The scripture said we did more wicked than Sodom and Gomorrah. As a wife, treacherously betrayed she husband. That is what we did. You understand? Well,
reading on, and she shall seek them, but shall not find them.
Yeah, the scripture said in Jeremiah 5. You understand? No, Jeremiah 15. It says, who shall pity thee, O Jerusalem? So these nations didn't turn for all good. They didn't turn for all good. They turned for evil. Back in the days of Judas Maccabees, you understand? When we helped Rome to fight off the Greeks, what Rome turn and do? They start moving back. You understand? The two kingdoms, the kingdom of Judah underneath Jehoshaphat and the kingdom of Israel underneath Ahab, they went to war with Edom to fight off Syria. You understand? Ahab ended up dying in that war. It was the well at the north side, but still, look what he saw where we now. We helped in World War I, World War II. What's the thanks we have to get?
Hey, they was kicking me out of England just the other day. It was early last year, sometime last year. The other petition was to kick those that are descendants of the immigrants that came across the fight in World War II out of England. Because some of them in England do stories on that too.
Don't to work on all the watch out sport. You understand? These Edomites, they don't like us. Alright? Well,
reading on, it says, I will go and return. Right. Reading back from in verse 7. But shall not find them. Then she shall say, I will go and return to my first husband. For then was it better with me than now.
Yeah, so that is what we're doing. The scripture say, we turn our backsliding daughter for a married unto thee. And that is the promises, and we see the promises coming to pass. And we return it back to our husband, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Right? We're no longer calling on the names of Baal, right? But Ayash, which means what? Husband. Is she? Alright? The Lord is our husband. Yahweh Shem Yahushai is his name. Alright? No other God on the face of this earth deserves that praise other than Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Alright? Go ahead.
Reading on in verse 8, Hosea 2 and 8. For she did not know.
Jesus Christ, alright? But not knowing that what? The Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushai is the one who used to bless all them, alright? His scripture says, such as in this life have received benefits, but have not known me. Alright? You people went out and vote. The word vote means worship. And the person that all actually vote for is the elites in England.
That's right.
Alright? Because they are the ones that put your blasted Prime Minister there underneath the hands of the Most High at the end of the day. But guess what? The Most High working on the left hand side and you people blind to the things. Where you think what? You vote your minister here and things when I'm go well. Hey, these next 5 years or so when I'm there, there's destruction upon this place. Because the Most High is getting ready to deliver his elect.
That's right.
Alright, because they're crying until day and night.
That's right.
But guess what? You're studying your little $18 an hour or your little bread. And the Most High when I take with that bread just now. Seek living waters. Alright? You people ignorant of the things that are going on before you. Alright? But
There's the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 37. It says, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, within 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it.
right now, people, it's starting to have contractions. Right? You people don't study the coronavirus, but you ain't studying what's going on in the Middle East. You ain't studying the other things that are going on. Because why spiritually you people blind? You not read it? I heard a fella telling the people in pharmacy today, right? He kind of look like a kid on my boss. He had a little tanning skin, so I'm not sure. But what he is telling them, people who don't power belongs to God. And I said, hey, that is a wise man. Because whether I be good, whether I be evil, all power and authority belongs to God.
That's right.
Watching a comedy show with one of them Nigerian and them, they say, well, the mother was talking about Jesus and she ain't really studying the corona. Yeah. But she chilling and I'm like, you know, but I still really share that what, even though Jesus can't do nothing, but how people do have no fear. Because who more dread, the Most High or corona?
It's more light.
The scripture says, fear ye not. The Most High is the one that established heaven and earth, and he can destroy the foundations if he wants to.
That's right.
The scripture says, if he put his thoughts upon men and call back his spirit, all things turn to dust.
That's right.
The Most High to shut down the engine in a car if you want to. All technology, all science belongs to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, not you fucking Edomites. Because science means knowledge, and all knowledge belongs to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Right. All you people who feel there's Gnostics and Illuminati. The true illuminated one is Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. That's right. I said, what? You put light as a garment? You can't blink like that.
Blessed be the name of Yahweh forever. What? And ever.
Blessed be the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai forever and ever.
For wisdom,
he exists. What?
For wisdom and might are his.
For what?
For wisdom and might are his.
Say that for you so again.
For wisdom and might are his.
For wisdom and might are his. No matter how much nuclear bombs you have in your arsenal, no matter how much technology that you feel you have, you get that from Daddy. And Daddy just gave you some things he don't want. He refuse.
Hey, imagine what Daddy keep saying. Like put it like that. Because the scripture said the Smith and the Waster, he created them. Alright, so he created these scientists, he gave them the technology that they have. If they want to say by the different documentaries, they just want to say that how a chariot crash, it was, or it is. Right? But at the end of the day, imagine what Daddy has for himself. If Daddy leave them toys in the playground, imagine the toys that he care about. Imagine what them could do.
They say we have seen but a few of his creation. You understand?
Yeah, that father shit. They're longing to see, Esau longing to see that fathership, you know. Esau longing to see that fathership. They know that fathership coming.
Yeah, when that leave a place, come down here.
Why? The apostles always talk about that movie. The movie that show you too. You understand? When the chariots come and they do light signals and sound signals, they send the chariots. But also check it out. Encounters of the third kind. Yeah? Check it out. The apostles always talk about China catch the apple.
The book of Sirach, chapter 43 and verse 32 says, there are yet hid greater things than these be. For we have seen but a few of his works.
His works.
For the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua made all things unto the godly as he gave on wisdom.
Scripture says what? Seek that which revealed belongs to us, but the secret things belong unto the Most High Ba'ashem Yahushua. That's why King David said, hey, you're not going above things that too high for him. Go respect yourself as a little child. You understand?
They take uranium and it could destroy a whole continent. And then if somebody must reveal unto them, then if they wish to, they could use that same nuclear, that uranium and power, clean source of energy and power cities. So you see, they have a change in the form of the elements. So just imagine what the Heavenly Father going to do. You know, when them chariots come, pen matter. You know? You're going to see something coming straight up out of the movies. Yeah. Some element bending, some real sci-fi. Yeah, because the footage that had circulated on the internet. The German fishermen who saw the chariot. And when the chariot come, the chariot stood still. And the rate in which the chariot from standing still to go down in the water. And the chariot didn't tear apart. The hard was a bend, yeah, the hard was a bend. Yeah. Because some jet was chasing it down and the chariot just stopped, go down in the water, and then come back out. So, hey, guys, bending the elements.
What about the one in Germany? When they pick up the truck, and whoever inside it, the whole cargo inside the truck, go on hold, that like get, like vibrate through the truck or something and go, and just drop the truck. Like in a split second. You understand?
That's all we could say. What else we could say about the Heavenly Father? He's a miraculous being, an unthinkable power.
I remember you say something in the scripture, I tell you how the chariots of man, chariots is like
what on
no gods.
What the Most High was saying is like the chariots is got the spirit based kind of, you understand? So how could he so fight against God?
Listen, Isaiah 31:3. Now the Egyptian are men and not power, and their horses flesh and not strength. Yeah. When Yahweh shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is holpen shall fall down. Yes, and they shall fall together.
They will strengthen Egypt, right? Because they want to see it. You know, but they can see the government, they can see the army, or they can see the police, but they can see everything that Esau make you put your fear and trust in. Because that's what Esau basically ruled by, you know, fear. Everything is passing on laws because you're fear of losing control. But true control is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Because back then when the law had power, the law was written by the hand of the Lord, right? When the law had power, hey, man picked up 6 on the Sabbath and he was strict. He was put to death. He was stricken down. You understand? So, you know, when the law had power, so like the Lord. You understand me? So Esau tried to use power, but use fear as power. That's the whole movie. You know, Kazak and Manatazak do a double team. They did a video together. Right? And in that video they was talking about it was them boy. Man, I was watching so much videos. I can't remember it was their video. No, that wasn't their video. That was sorry, it was this morning. Apostle Ariam Lab was doing that video, so that yeah. Right? And he was talking about them and the fear right? And that's what it's used, right? Basically, that's a cartoon, and he went into that they portray in the movies and things. But that's a cartoon, Zootopia, where all the animals come together, all the beasts of the field, all the trees in the garden, all of them come together, right? But what it is a fear, right? That they had rabies animals in the park that was spreading rabies or whatever, right? And they was harnessing that fear. Monsters Inc. I talked about that last week. They was harnessing that fear, right? But when they get behind the fear, when they get to understand, when they get knowledge and understanding, you realize, hey, them is not a fear, them is not no gods, Yahweh Bashimi Shai is God, and he put them in place. And then he gonna take them out of place.
This is Isaiah 51 and 12. I am he that comforteth you. Who art thou that thou shouldest be afraid of a man that shall die, and of the Son of Man which shall be made as grass?
If I watch this movie, 12,000 BC.
12 or 10,000.
That was a comedy. That was a comedy one? That was a comedy one?
No, the real one. 10,000 BC with natives like
and you say Yahala, and you say that people will bring them down. He was shot in that.
And at the end, if you notice, he had a spear in his hand. And he sent the spear at the Edomite. You notice when he killed him, what he said? He said, he is not a god. Right when he chant, he shouted out, he said, he is not a god. And everybody just...
Right, it's the same thing. He was under us. There's a little fucking old Edomite pedophile behind the curtain. You understand?
This movie with Jamie Foxx Akon, Robin Hood, when he had come down, he said, fear is the most powerful weapon in the most high's arsenal. It is why the church created hell.
Yeah, it's why the church created hell. That's what I'm saying. What Christianity, I was saying earlier on, what Christianity have. And it was in Christianity, the end of that is fucking hell. Because none of they can't keep the laws 100%. All they were in filthy garments, they were in filthy drawers. I heard about a Christian pastor, right? He have all the money and he not taking care of his wife. His wife wearing he drawers. All she draws working her hole and done away with, and she wearing he drawers. And he ain't seen a problem with that. He taking all the fucking money. And he doing everything with the church money. Right?
This fucking bitch, Joyce Myers, she preached a sermon once and she read the precept and called himself after Jacob. She actually added in, although I don't know if it's one of them different versions, Bible versions, but her sermon was about getting tattoos. And so that was a sermon, that it's okay to take tattoos, it's okay to do all these different unlawful things. And she went into that precept and she added in the word one shall ascribe, but not ascribe, she said tattoo, one shall tattoo on himself the name of Jacob or something like that.
Wow.
This is musical. The terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their sword against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. They shall bring thee down to the pit, and thou shalt die the deaths of them that are slain in the midst of the seas. Wilt thou yet say before him that slayed thee, I am a power, but thou shalt be a man, and no power in the hand of him that slayed thee. Thou shalt die the deaths of the uncircumcised by the hand of strangers, for I have spoken it, said the Lord Paul. You understand? Just like one of the founders for sin, he said what? Nothing ain't going to stop me from becoming a God. But guess what? Your thoughts, he saw you don't, your thoughts just being. Right? Your thoughts just being. You see that kind of Nancy story, tooth fairy dream that doesn't happen? Time to the 10,000s of his saints, they're going and draw you out. Right? You just push your chip, make it mandatory. What are you waiting for? Right? Amen. Men done making up their mind for what coming. Because why? As the brother said earlier, the Most High gave us the truth. We know it because at the times that we live in, we know what we have to pray for. Right? We know what we have to pray for. Upon us. We already know, if you truly believe in Yahweh Shem Shai, you're supposed to know that whatsoever brought upon you, you're able to withstand. And that's why the scripture says, perfect love chasing out fear, for there is no fear in perfect love. Psalms chapter 116. The Lord Yahweh Shem Shai. The thing about it is, when we are out here in this world seeking the Most High, as I said, the Most High saw something in these men that he called up. These men were afflicted. It might have men in the street, they probably just having money, but something just wasn't right. Certain things wasn't clicking. You understand? And the Most High did what? Answer the prayer. I was ignorant. You understand? Because what? We are jealous of the wicked. We are envious of the wicked when we see, we are prosper. Alright? As a little child, you could see them Christmas movies, especially all kind of toys, big red fire truck. You know that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, the flying over thing, whatever, you know? It's a things you wish you could have got as a little youth. But guess what? You didn't know that was what? That's just the blessing of the wicked. And the blessing of the wicked is actually what a curse. You understand? Well,
reading on, it says, because he hath inclined his ear unto me.
What he said in 2 Chronicles 7 verse 14. If my people walk by my name themselves and pray, then I will hear from heaven. And that's what went on. That poor and that contrite heart is the offering. That is the sacrifice. That these men, the elect, the hopeful elect, is what they're giving up. And that is what the Most High wants. Seeing what? That when we disobey, which is worse that is our first John 1:22. Right? Go ahead.
Reading on, back in Psalm 16 and 2. Therefore will I call upon him as long as I
we be trying to work that work. We come like that device that the Most High created. Right, and he programmed it and everything, and he turned it on, and we work and we serving it. Because guess what? A dead phone cannot function for a man. A dead phone cannot function for a man. But because the Most High breathed into us the better life, that's why we'll be not going and return back onto that dead state in sense. Alright, we try our best to please your husband. Because that's the duty of a woman, to please your husband, and we are the Most High wife. You understand? Well,
alright, God. Psalm chapter 16 verse 3. Psalm 16 and verse 3. And it says, the sorrows of death compassed me.
First Peter 1:7. Read it.
The book of 1 Peter chapter 1 verse 22. Saying, purify your souls in obeying the truth through the Spirit unto unfeigned love of the brethren.
Read it over.
Seeing ye have purified your souls in obeying the truth.
Seeing that you have purified yourself and obeying the truth, you are making yourself clean. Right? Being circumcised. You understand? We will purify ourselves through obedience, because disobedience is sin. That is what it is. People thinking sin is probably some kind of curse that the serpent just come and blow. No. Sin is what? Rebellion against the law. You understand? Well,
through the Spirit unto unfeigned love of the brethren.
Through the Holy Spirit, through the vibration. The brother was talking about that. Right? That vibration. How you going to know spirit? It goes back to a characteristic. You can read the spirit of certain things just by the way how it moves. You don't bound to see words to read. Just by the way how somebody pictographs. Because what? pictures could account for what? 1,000 words. You understand? Well,
That's right.
It says, unto unfeigned love of the brethren, see that ye love one another with a pure heart, fervently, being of corruptible seed, but of incorruptible by the word of Yahweh, which liveth and abideth forever.
inside the word. Not the philosophies of this goddamn devil trying to put a chip in everybody. You understand? If people was using their head, they never dip the blasted finger in their head. You understand? But they don't have no head. And that red when that represents what? That mark of death for the people. You understand?
The head is the devil.
Psalms chapter
The head is the devil. That's who they pledge their allegiance to.
Psalms chapter 116 verse 3. Yeah, brother. The sorrows of death compassed me, and the pains of hell got hold upon me.
Yeah, the sorrows of death. Who is death? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Everything that he laid his hands to is death.
That's right.
You understand? The sorrows of death have compassed me. Gulf Coast, they take us from the western coast of Africa. They brought us over here. They take our brothers here and they carry them in Europe. They scatter us through the four corners of the earth, but also fulfill the prophecy that the words of our Heavenly Father will be true. Well,
reading on. And the pains of hell got hold upon me.
yeah, that is why we was in slavery. Because what? That was hell. Poverty is hell. When we was in slavery, our nationality, our heritage, 1948, where it is, the Balfour Declaration, alright? We're 3,000 years for that. So he actually has some kind of patience. He should have had that when he was hungry and came in and he forsake his birthright. You understand? But,
If I may say, vengeance could also breed patience now, because the Most High say vengeance is mine. Who are more patient than the Most High? God, reading on, I found trouble.
I can say this. So-called white man, when you ready to check, you know the word patience, you don't have that. Quality and suffering. You need suffering.
No, he just cry like a bitch.
You not suffering.
Yeah.
Scripture say they are not in trouble as other men.
Was there but one blessing, oh Father? Was there but one blessing? And then he even cried as king. Oh, yeah. Anywhere I go, they will slay me.
that probably was some, when they really take out some real crocodile tears. Like Ren, when he done walk out and just wipe his face normal. First the man treacherous.
And again, that goes to show that Esau can't hide. Because according to the Lord, every touch, he that toucheth Cain, vengeance shall take him sevenfold. Right? So then they lose anyhow. Because if them they're the so-called Jew, right? They're the Jewish, right? And they put us into slavery, and that means we is Esau, right? Right? So then that means you touch us, vengeance gonna take it sevenfold. So you judge anyhow you take it. You understand? So the cockroach, come on, stop lying, man. Stop lying, Esau. Stop lying.
I think that against me.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was saying, Kingdom, you see,
Yeah,
they call like, my Dodo, come here. You know, Dodo, them stupid bird and them, come here, Dodo. You do that. I've been a good boy today, man. Say, what? You can't do good. What? Stop lying. They don't just beat him in real life for you, man. You can't do good. You understand? Just beat him for fun.
It's not upright,
It's not upright. It's made to be the wicked. Balance it off. Vessels made unto dishonor.
That's right.
What's my name? What's your name? I'm stupid. I'm stupid.
I don't think those are just stupid bird. Esau probably demonized it in the cartoon. But so study them animals. Or such as a dumb bird.
Probably have a docile kind of behavior.
Yeah. He saw kill out all the dodos. Dodos were native boat to Australia. They kill it out.
Much features going extinct since the Renaissance era to now. A whole lot of them.
Jake will leave creatures alone. Because Jake don't want creatures to harass Jake. He saw us harass every fucking thing.
Fish cod, where does get cod liver oil from? Them he saw, they don't bump to get up the way by top inside of the cod liver oil.
You get off from plants. There's a vegetable substitute to all these different things. You know? And if I think I'll look up that cod. I don't know if codfish is a fish with scale. Eh? If I no scale, right? I think I'll look it up. It was an abominable fish.
Yeah, it's abominable.
So that cod liver oil is an abomination.
Check how much Jakes does he use in that?
Yeah,
without knowing that.
Yeah. Shark oil, yeah, all them things. It was an abomination. You're getting your children. Like, yeah, because it really does bring out your hair and your skin, is bring out that vibrance, but well, actually you get that from plant base. Plants they call weeds in your yard. When you look up half of them weeds, them is medicine.
Some of them will, they say from I think 60 years ago or 80 years ago to now, they have like 300 in them whale and them.
That's what you saw thing. I don't even take the number.
Just, you know.
The most time was you just had them hiding from fucking Esau. First because that's terror.
God.
Yeah. Esau's our terror.
Yeah, I know it. My hiding my big brother.
No one answer that. You know them whale and them say, "Mong the boy. Look at your tongue boy, this man kill him out of this. So you will stay away from the order from big man." I go fuck him up. Yeah.
Verse 4. Then call I upon the name of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai thy power.
So from 1970 to now, since it should come out, guys, we're calling on the name of the Heavenly Father. And we see the Most High working. These Christians can't see him working. These 2/3 of Jake can't see him working. Because why? They put God in a box and think that everything. Get Lamentations 3:37 to 39 from a Bible Pasha. Alright? Like somebody, me and Howard went to do a video. Same Psalms 116 and a woman saying, "What? You telling me about God? You telling me about God? Hey, God don't care about people. God don't care about people. See people suffering."
A woman tell her that?
No, we hear now our voice.
No, that was the woman for UNC.
Yeah.
I hear the voice on too.
Lamentation 3:37 to 39. Alright?
Yeah, that's, you see, because you all don't know the language of the Lord. The Lord speaking expressly to his people. Right? Because there was also a guy, a Jake, who had on a UNC jersey, was in tears the night of the elections. He's saying, "Boy, my children, boy, you know my children need." My children, he's crying. The Lord doing this, the Lord humbling everybody and everything. You understand? That's the biggest, baddest man on the tip of the hill talking. All they understand the language. Right? Yeah. The Lord is not a respecter of person. You understand? So judgment playing off. Man, woman and child. But the Lord said, "My servants will eat." So hey, is that there on the side of serving the Lord, or you're on the side of mocking, scoffing, rebelling, or being a heathen, which means you're condemned. Right? Because he that believeth not, he is condemned. All you have to do is just don't believe in him, you're condemned.
Mistaken God.
Yeah.
Where did he say?
Them worshiping the divinity.
God.
This is Lamentation chapter 3, verse 37. It says, Who is he that said it cometh was when the Lord commanded it not?
Yeah. So the Most High is the one that commanded us to use the left hand to put these people in power. You understand? But it's not that he right hand, but he working on the left to bring forth what righteousness. That's how the Most High playing the chess game.
Hey, I see Satan standing at the right hand of who, Joshua?
And Most High say, I rebuke Satan. Say, for Peter, he said, Peter, Satan desired to have you, but I have prayed for you. Hey, you understand?
I see, how will I go on and tempt him? I'll be a lion spirit and all his prophets. So the Lord can do that. The Lord can persuade you and me like all right counsel. But it's to make you make the wrong move.
You know, in verse 38, it says, out of the mouth of the Most High proceeded not evil and good.
Yeah, that question, out of the mouth of the Most High, does it not proceed both evil and good?
Because he gave the command. He's the biggest, baddest man. He talk. When he talk, everybody had to walk.
You understand? And you have to ask how fast too. What pace, Lord? You understand? And that's the thing. Jake thinking the Lord is like a white man with bald head, with rainbows around, and just a was that cotton candy and lollipop and sweetie for fucking people. You mad? Alright, the Most High is a man of war, boy. You understand? The Most High, scripture say, myriads by 10 myriads, or 1,000 by 1,000 by 10,000 angels. You do that matter, trillions of angels the Most High have up there that fear him. Order, it's no democracy up there, you know. Or whatever you want to call it, you know. It's only have one head, and that is your lamentation.
I'll jump in there quick. On this movie, stop pray. And the stop pray, Zeus had a lost power, and Hades started to get power. You must say about that foolishness.
That is symbolic of these devil worshippers on this side. Because once you stop worshiping them, that was Snoop Doggy Dog, then Snoop Lion, then Snoop Ali. I think at some point in time he was considered to a Muslim or kind of thing. You understand?
He was even a guru.
Yes, yeah, he's a guru too. You understand? They have to continue reinventing themselves so that they could continue to get that praise. You know, everybody calling upon Snoop, everybody calling upon Dr. Dre, everybody calling upon these different artists. That's how they get the power. Right? Once I hear my name called, their name had to be called in. You understand?
Like Marshall with double M.
Yeah.
Marshall Montano HD.
Yeah.
He was a bobo.
You know, he
He was a monk too.
A bobo, yeah.
One day, where you realizing that movie with the Titans. But gods who created humans, right? But they had power before. But in part 2, you get to really realize you lock up the Father. But the source the source of the energy was actually from the Father. You understand? So it's just showing you. Because like in some reason he saw her too, like he feel he could lock up God and like what do you think? Because really actually, I don't know who can remember the long time Hercules and Xena used to show. Where they show in a park. Let me see, Hercules ended up getting power. See, and Hercules always used to fight. But the only thing is, Hercules was strength. That is one thing he was gifted with. Until Zeus blessed him with power, right?
Translate.
Nanophone. Translate. Alright, come.
What went on inside of that series of Hercules? I think Hercules ended up killing Zeus. In long time Hercules. What went on? When they killed Zeus, everybody lost the cause. All gods lost the cause. So Esau no really actually have no killing no side. But in certain movies, there always was certain anime you'll notice one.
That's why you with that. That's why you saw coming up so inside the hatred because he tell himself, well, probably, watch. You're going to accuse me for the Most High Scripture says so too. Watch them. You feel the Lord will stop love with. The Lord ain't going to stop love with. The Most High is a man of word and make promises unto our forefathers which trickle down unto us.
and let go. If you try.
Have your gas up
You can. Hey, probably for the election, you don't come and then we'll go and get a bath from the Hindu. So we get the best Hindu camera and then we'll get the TV and we'll get the best, we'll bring back the dead. Get to chicken.
And Rowley went and checked the witch doctor.
Yeah.
Up in Africa.
And then we'll be telling themselves, the powers and them vibes or whatever the thing and we'll have them with it.
What's going on?
And they defeat enough, you know, many times these magicians and sorcerers and them feel them, and you know they will still put a trust in them. Many times they get failure and they'll still want to put a trust in them.
God now have failed Jake yet.
Thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. 1 verse 10. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness.
We change the life, right? We make decisions that a lot of people outside here will do. Look like fools there, what shall I say? Because we trust in the Lord. That's not diligent trying to save the Lord. We don't trust in wickedness. See? So he will do everything necessary to please them. He trusts in it. With sorcery, all of them.
Reading up, it says, thou hast said, none seeth me, thy wisdom and thy knowledge yet hath perverted me.
What is wisdom and knowledge? Wisdom and knowledge is everything that I can see right now. This is so wisdom and knowledge. The fact that he came out with a helicopter, airplanes, motor car, internet, he had a telephone, China. They see the face, they see the place where it is. They see all of them things, they see that. Now we saw taking credit for that. He trusts in that. The weaponry, the army, the military.
Keep on boasting it, the greatest military in the world. Greatest space force in the world.
He trusts in his wickedness.
Scripture just add on. Scripture says what? Wisdom or wickedness is not knowledge. Is he fear the Most High? But he fear the Most High is not wisdom, because why the Most High hates wickedness. That is why the Lord had to tell him himself.
He wasn't reproofing us. Sorry, he wasn't sparing us. The scripture called him thou most proud. Or they want to fight against all them maker, right?
He really believe he could conquer God and he taking it, he trust that he making us see the witches and all of them spirits telling him.
That's what he do to it. That way he do it Ahab. That's what he do it Ahab. He let all the angels go to him and I'm on.
I don't know really and truly, because some of them are anime. I don't think it's Ammon making them or Moab making them. I feel, but if it, at the end, blasphemy by a washer could have mashed up the TV. So this man flying up to the heavens to kill God. God is just a system. God don't exist.
Right, well, no, well, they're telling you the truth. He's going to be in the heavens. His nest is already there. But he's going there, he's going in the ISS, they're making the capsules habitable. That's what Richard Branson and Elon Musk in charge of what? The ISS, right? And SpaceX. That's why SpaceX working on rockets to be reused, right? To go up and to return back down the launch pad. That's what they was doing in the early half of this year, right? Richard Branson and Elon Musk, they're responsible for commercializing the space travel. So they're talking the truth. Once they examine, once they scrutinize it, but they're not talking about the supreme power, the Al-Shadia. They're not talking about the almighty power. They're talking about Esau. Esau is a system. He's a network in the sky to be destroyed. That's what the Lord said. He's going to lower down amongst the nest up in the sky like as an eagle. I'm going to bring it down. That's what the Lord said. I'm going to bring it down. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. That's like me. Right? The Lord gonna give him that reproof. You understand? You are not a God, neither your horses. I think there's an Ezekiel 28.
Ezekiel 28.
Yeah,
Isaiah,
yeah. You know, the Most High say, you're going to reprove them, show them that they're just flesh. You see, because they're proud against Babylon, right? Because I had the first, well, there's Nebuchadnezzar and Nebuchadnezzar, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Nebuchadnezzar,
right? There was one of the Most High humble, he turned into a beast, right? He had feathers, right? He had claws, the Most High humble him, and he come back, he's like, yo, in Daniel 3, you know, we tried to go into that last week. Daniel 3 with Israel, right? What did the Lord do? Right? They said, hey, being careful on nothing. Hey, we're not taking all the ultimatum, we're serving the Lord. Right? We're not bowing down when the cymbal, the chatbot, the flute, the palstries, when all these things play, we're not bowing down to no thing. It's no hard thing, we're not careful, we're not going to deliberate, we're not going to doubt, we're going to serve the Lord. You can get angry in the fire. From the get-go, the Lord laugh at them, because the strongest men, they fucking melt. The Lord burn them up. He turned up the furnace 7 times hotter than it ought to be. And them going, approaching the furnace to throw the men in, them drop down dead. You understand? So we don't worry. Esau is the mighty man. He had the mightiest army. The Most High will roast all their cunt. He will roast all his one big shish kebab, one big barbecue on that day. You understand? And at the end of it, when Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, and the Lord is who Nebuchadnezzar see in the fire, and he come out, he say, hey, it was the decree. Anybody disrespect, you go on the bounce your head, now you're playing, you're making a... All you have to do is do this. Bust the Thanos, and every band drop, any man jack cricket thing is silence on earth, you know. It's silence on earth, you know. All the Lord have to do. Huh? Everything turns to dust.
The share that to X-Men Apocalypse. Where he was doing,
I was
pulling back everything straight and it turned into dust. Huh?
yeah.
Spontaneous combustion.
Yeah. Years ago the apostles was going into that. I still have it on DVD. Right? When bursting into flames. The Lord turn up your fire. He turn up your spark so hot that you burst into flame. The Lord can do that. He can turn you into fire. He can turn up your spirit so hot that you burst into flame. The organic matter around your spirit can just ignite. The Lord can do that. Esau can't do them things. That's why Esau is not a God. Esau was given a choice. He can manipulate. He can change, but he cannot create. He didn't create the fucking pit bull, you know. At the end of the day, if the Lord didn't want the pit bull to be alive, he could have made them fail all the way through. But the spirit within them dogs, right, that genetically modified thing had to come to pass, splice genes. So bring 2 trees together and have them grow. You're growing a corn plant or corn stalk out of an avocado seed and all this kind of asses you saw us be doing. Lipso, the buffalo. You just want to talk about a donkey?
He taking a horse and a donkey. He take a horse and he take a donkey.
Yeah. And
And now you're talking about cow. He take a horse and made it to a donkey. Right? He was seen about the father flock. That way it returning.
Yes, sick-minded thing.
lamb that we know is not the original lamb. I hear him say that.
When you watch these movies, like Fifth Element and that kind of thing, you notice Esau, one of the reasons why he does sex with beasts is because he wants to look like what he is really and truly. With a tiger face and you know,
to die, so you can read that and we can look off on the camera.
Back in Isaiah chapter 47 verse 10, the last line, right? It says, thy wisdom and thy knowledge had perverted thee, and thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. So who is the Most High name? Yahweh, he is. He exists. Esau tell himself he is.
He tell himself he actually tell. And that's where he coming with his ship now.
Take it up.
That's why he coming with my question. Because he tell himself he is. Like he's putting himself instead of the Heavenly Father. But this is our man. But not even melanated.
That the sun fighter ordinance coming out every day.
Yeah.
Like clockwork. Because it is time. It's part of the ordinance at time. The sun and the moon. Right? Working against you.
Everybody over there. Want to fight.
Yeah, but.
Obadiah chapter 1, verse 3. It said, the pride of thy heart hath deceived thee. Thou art dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high. Shall bring me down.
Yeah, that's also like I say, who said it in his heart? So the Lord give you his inward thoughts right there. The Lord read his mind and tell you. This what he might sticking in their mind. Right? That they shall not, that their houses shall what? Live forever. That they shall not be brought down. Right? That they had no end.
Exalt thyself as the eagle.
Yeah, because the eagle is a proud bird. Right? The eagle have some dread wingspan. When they hear anybody wingspan, my babies. the Lord has had kicks on. The Lord is catching the own Jones up in the heavens. I see an eagle pick up an eagle. Yeah, son, go ahead.
You know, so though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence I will bring thee down, say the Lord.
From thence, from the heavens, from the stars, from above, the Lord will bring you down. Your heart set up there, you in heaven. You know, Nick Rockefeller tell Aaron Rousseau, what you care about the people? What you care about the people? All we have to do is chip them. What you care about them? You just get yours. Be on we side. You know? And guess what? The Most High show Aaron Rousseau that devil some mercy too. Because he get killed. Oh, wow, wait to see out of the way now. But guess what? He gets spared in their judgment. Yeah. He gets spared in their judgment. You understand? So the Most High, he is a big. Huh? Not only that, he was a big driving force in this truth. To bring now there's no Aaron Rousseau and there's no Nick Rockefeller. Alright, who the fuck knows? Who cares? At the end of the day, it is true. Right? They want to chip everybody. And that's their heart's desire. That's what the brother not read. That the houses shall live forever. What? Their heart, they what?
It says, whose inhabitation is high, say the Lord, in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
He's saying in his mind, who shall bring me down to the ground? Right? So he just like, go to Daniel chapter 3, let me go into it.
Yeah, Baptist carefully one time. This is Malachi 1 and verse 2. I'll start at verse 4. It says, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh Hashem Yahushai hath indignation forever.
Right.
He exists.
Daniel 3 and 14. Read from there.
Daniel chapter 3 and verse 14. Nebuchadnezzar speak and said unto them, Spake and said unto them, is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Do not ye serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up?
Right, and that's it. This is what going to be imposed on the men of the Lord. Right? He so don't already know. But the question is still going to be asked because they're trying to do everything to be justified now. They're trying to justify themselves in all their actions because, you know, they hold themselves not guilty now, boy. You know, the earth given into them. Right? The Lord gave you the earth. We're the firstborn son. Right? We deserve the inheritance.
Flute, harp, sackbut, bastion,
Dulcimer,
and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the image which I have made.
Right, and that's what happening. They're about to that image is the net and the snare also, which is what the RFID, sorry, the vaccine, the RFID microchip as a certificate of being vaccinated, moving to the new world where everything is accredited from that chip. You part of the network. That's what they want, right? Upgrade, the movie Upgrade, the movie Anon, the movie Total Recall, when the phone was in his hand, right? What's the next movie? The Demolition Man. All them movies. The movie G.I. Joe, nanoparticles inside your body, killing off diseases or whatever it is, making it superhuman, right? All these movies, this is so wicked. Check out that, that's our next dystopic future, where they were all white and they sedate the masses by giving them pills. Hey, Elysium, not Elysium, Equilibrium, but Elysium too. I mean, they heaven, they above, and Jacob on earth, scavenging, right? The movie make best. That's what we do. That's why Jake love fucking cow heel soup and chicken back, breastbone. Because that's the shit that they had the slaves eating while they was eating the best parts of the meat. Now it become a delicacy because Jake with the flavor and talent, we season up shit and make it good. Right? Amon tap into that and they create MSG. MSG, it shows MSG and sand. The sand tastes and flavorful. Right? That's your Maggie cube. That's your sweet flavor of the pot. You understand? That is Vetsin. Right? All this is what the serpent, the old serpent, and now become the dragon. The dragon is the network. They call it what the rocket that is sending up right now. They call that rocket what? The dragon. Right? So that goes to show you that these people, all the names of everything, all the names of the shit go back to ancient pagan Roman or Babylonian gods or some ancient god, some ancient power that they worship. What?
This is and 13, wherefore thus said the Holy One of Israel, because he despised his word and trusted oppression and perverseness and stayed thereon. Therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall.
Yeah, right? That's what the Lord said. He loved those that love knowledge. Right? Empower yourself. Knowledge is
offer the master's table the crumbs.
Yeah. That's Esau.
Luke 16 Verse 20, right? It says, and there was a certain beggar named Lazarus which was laid at his gate full of sores and designed to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores.
Break it on quick.
Yeah, can they're talking about Israel in the state right about now. Help, the Most High will help. But what these that the Jake they want the pittance that fall off our Esau table. Rothschild, these little small jobs and hustles rather than ruling the kingdom.
Yeah, so like I said wrong there. I say Esau there before you
Reading on. Well, but if you worship not, you shall be cast the same hour into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. And who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hand?
Right, so guess what? Because I didn't know Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. You understand? But Yahweh Hashem Yahushai make himself known unto him. Right? The Pharaoh Egypt. Who is that power that I should let you go and worship him? Yahweh Hashem Yahushai make himself known to him. Esau saying that he what? But when we right, nobody ain't gonna take me out. You understand? Yahweh Hashem Yahushai gonna make himself known unto him. Why the nations mad so? Why do the heathen rage and imagine themselves a vain thing? You understand? Continue. Real quick. Run it down quick. You're on 2%. We will drop off now.
Shadrach.
In fact, jump down to verse. Verse 24.
Then Nebuchadnezzar the king was astonished and rose up in haste and spake and said unto his counselors, did not we cast 3 men born into the midst of the fire. They answered and said unto the king, True, O king. He answered and said, Lo, I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurt. And from of the 4th is like the son of Yahweh. Then Nebuchadnezzar came near to the mouth of the burning fiery furnace, and speak, and said, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, you servants of the Most High Power.
You servants of who?
Of the Most High Power.
Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai Hashem HaKadosh.
Come forth and come hither. Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came forth of the midst of the fire, and the prince, governors, and captains, and the king's counselors began being gathered together, saw these men upon whose bodies the fire had no power, nor was a hair of their head singed. Neither was their course changed, neither the smell of fire had passed on them.
Go ahead.
Then Nebuchadnezzar